Yeah, you know what I'm saying? KCE, King Chaka. It is what it is, baby. You really not feeling me? Let me find out. Yo, question my ability. Let me find out. Invest in my enemy. Let me find out. There ain't no telling what you finna see. You finna find out. It's something that enters me. You finna find out. Then exit with energy. You finna find out. Riding flows like centipede. You finna find out. Screw those that's kidding me. Let me find out. Get the big lips. I'ma call you Bill Bellamy. When you talk your shit, man, really it's killing me. Hit you with my fist and I'ma do it lyrically. Crazy ass brick, so I might do it literally. I'ma do this till I'm old eating celery. How old is Jay-Z? He gotta be 70. Come to my show or I'ma do it bitterly. Or it's a porn star with a bitch named Beverly. Keep waiting tables, yeah. Spicy means peppery. Or get tattoos and work in the factory. Whatever I do, I'ma do it happily. I'm tired of these rappers too, they do it tackily. That's why I'm here, I'm the shit this year. We gon' keep it moving, grooving, give you something you can feel. When shit's fucked up, gon' drop a tear. I'ma pull my pants up, grab another beer. Rap's messed up and I don't have no fear. Attack the chest up, it's a grown man in here. Ask you little chaps, what have you done in the field? Throw your sets up, let them know you're still here. I said you really not feeling me, let me find out. Yo, question my ability, let me find out. Yo, invest in my enemy, let me find out. Ain't no telling what you finna see, you finna find out. Yo, you really not feeling me, let me find out. Yo, question my ability, let me find out. Yo, invest in my enemy, let me find out. Ain't no telling what you finna see, you finna find out. Yeah, bounce, rock, shake, wiggle. We gon' come through and put it in the middle. They calls me fiddler cause I play the fiddle. Checking masters, white pipes, I's a good nigga. Bounce, rock, shake, wiggle. We gon' come through and put it in the middle. They calls me fiddler cause I play the fiddle. Checking masters, white pipes, I's a good nigga. I said you really not feeling me, let me find out. Yo, question my ability, let me find out. Yo, invest in my enemy, yo, let me find out. Hold on, y'all. I'm still getting ready, y'all. I'm gonna play one more track while I get ready, bro.
We're gonna take a little break right now. When we come back, we're gonna take a little break right now. When we take a little break right now. When we come back, we're gonna take a little break right now.
Hey, how y'all doing? What's good? We back. Once again, Saturday night. I'm feeling good. You feeling good? I'm feeling good. How you feeling? I don't know. Today's a good day. I feel good, full of energy. I think we're gonna have a good show today. Thank y'all for joining. As always, we want you to be an activist. Find something that's in your community that you don't like. Go out there and start attempting to fix it, repair it. No one else is going to do it. You have to do it. Build community, build institution, build programs, for us to work together and help each other. And we'll pull each other up out of these situations that we're in, because we can't wait for the government. We can't wait for no one. It's just us. It's on us. It's on you. It's on you. It's on me. It's on the people that you know to make things happen. All right. So light a fire up somebody's ass today. That's how I feel. Anyway, that's how I'm feeling. How y'all feeling? I'm feeling good, man. I really am. I'm gonna keep on loading videos. I think I got one more I need to load. Yep, I think this is the last one. Boom, we pretty much ready to go. So we got a good show coming, and I'm going to we're gonna talk about random ass shit today. So the name of the show today is Let's Test Your Knowledge, right? Let's test your knowledge. And we're testing your knowledge and mine too, okay? So it's gonna be random ass subjects that we're talking about. Like did you know that there were thousands of Haitians on the Texas-Mexico border up under a bridge? Dun, dun, dun. you know, how much? Let me see, what else? I'm going to jump around a little bit. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that racism is taught? Well, if it's not taught, is it taught here in America? Is it taught in other places around the world? Like, let's say China, for instance. And China is moving into Africa and doing a lot of things. So people teach racism in China. Do Chinese people teach racism to their kids? There's a question to test your knowledge. Dun, dun, dun. We're going to get to it. How does Zimbabwe feel about vaccination bans or unvaccination bans on unvaccinated people? Probably don't know much about that unless you're from Zimbabwe, but hey, I'm finna educate you today. You're gonna learn today. What about like meth or no, fentanyl? Did you know that fentanyl is made on the streets too? Dun dun dun. We're gonna talk about that. I got a video about, is reality real? Y'all know I love to get on that metaphysical type stuff, the fringe science type stuff, the I'll always be talking about the Matrix and is this a simulation? Are we in a simulation right now? It's a lot of smart people out there and they can't really answer that question for you. They could say maybe, maybe not. That's the best answer really smart people have. Oh, I think I'm gonna start off with this. I'm gonna start off talking about Hurricane Nicholas, and it's a lot of people that don't have electricity in Texas. I hope this is the right clip. I really hope this is the right clip. But right here in Texas, there's people. It was a people at the restaurant tonight who said they and there's like blocks of just scattered blocks of people who don't have electricity, and then they're like, some people think that maybe it has something to do with the grid, and the Texas grid is by itself. It's self-sustained, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of retarded, just like Texas in general. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, because why the hell is there people without lights? We did get some wind from the storm, but it's what, today is Saturday. The storm was what, Monday, Tuesday? It shouldn't be nobody without lights. What the fuck are they doing? All right, what about let's test your knowledge? What kind of life do prisoners have in Finland? Are they treated like the prisoners here in the United States? How do you think we would feel about the way they treat their prisoners in Finland? How do you think the people in Finland would feel about how we treat our prisoners here in the United States? We're going to talk about it. Dun, dun, dun. Another one. I bet y'all didn't know that there's a new, like, let's say COVID variant. It's not a variant, but it's after you have had COVID and you're a kid, you can get this other disease that leads you to not be able to breathe. And this is months after you have recovered from COVID. Bet you didn't know. We're going to talk about it. Dun, dun, dun. What else we got? What's her name? That chick that's missing. I don't even know if I'm going to play that because I only put the little clip on here. But I was playing it in other videos, so hopefully y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I might have to look up another clip so that I can explain that more. Or I'm not going to play it. I'm not sure. We got Africa. We got some stuff about Africa. We got some stuff about some firefighters not feeling the jab and the forced jab. And then we got, what kind of critters do y'all think swim around in the bayous here in Houston? Let's test your knowledge. I bet you will be surprised. And I also believe that you will be educated. We all will be educated today because I didn't watch all these videos all the way through. I was doing this really fast. And that's another reason why the title of this is Let's Test Your Knowledge, because I don't really have a theme today. And I'm going to be jumping all over the place from here, there, here. Normally I have a theme, but tonight is going to be not a theme.
What's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
So
I'd rather not talk about my exercises this evening, if you would be so kind, sir.
Damn it. That's what I was about
but
to
I'm
say.
a man of my word. I'm a man of my word, am I not?
Well,
Don't you put that on me. Don't you put that on me.
I would say you're a successful man. Because you got the job done, bro.
In some eyes, yeah. I usually do get the job done. In some eyes, I am a success, but I'm trying to get this glare out. You see that?
Yeah. Trying to eat right quick. I fucking was doing a lot of shit.
Should be a little bit better.
Where the fuck is my paper?
Yeah, still kind of got it. I don't know why though.
Anyways, you probably missed my intro when I was talking about what we're gonna be talking about today.
I caught a little bit of it. Some people still got lights out.
Yeah, let's go into that right now. Check it.
Centerpoint crews are still working around the clock restoring power after Hurricane Nicholas. More than 13,000 customers are still in the dark. But tonight, Matt Doherty is getting a look at a new way Centerpoint is trying to deliver temporary power during the repairs.
For many of us, the storm feels like a distant memory, but tonight there are still thousands out there heading into the weekend without power. In Lake Jackson, the city's beautiful old trees proved to be a liability when Nicholas arrived. Many of them were defeated by the powerful winds of the storm, toppling onto homes and taking out power lines throughout the city. More than 6,500 residents were without power at the height of the outage. Tonight, the city's mayor says more than 1,000 homes still don't have lights.
A lot of places the line crews can't go in until their tree services go in, clear the trees, then they can go in and work on the power lines.
Mayor Gerald Rosnofsky met with us inside the Lake Jackson Civic Center. It's been converted into a cooling center for those seeking respite from the heat of their air-conditionless homes. There were many more residents here a few days ago, but now only a handful remain. The electricity for the Civic Center hasn't been restored, so a new method of power is being tested here for the very first time. Out back, this 5,000-watt generator run by methane gas is keeping the Civic Center cool and has the ability to power 500 homes. The mayor says Centerpoint offered to try the massive new generator created after the winter storm here in Lake Jackson first.
But once they finally said, okay, here we go, it's been running consistently ever since then.
Further south in Brazoria County, in Freeport and Surfside, only pockets of outages remain. Surfside police say most of the power was restored today. Even still, it's obvious there's a lot of work here left to be done. From Brazoria County, I'm Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.
Well, first, you gotta. They didn't say anything about the amount of damage. You gotta assess the damage before you can fix anything. Money ain't free, bro. I'm not saying that they should be still in the dark. I mean, I went through it through the blizzard. You know what I'm saying? I had to go stay with my homegirl and her grandparents. You know what I'm saying? Like, we out here, we had power, but we didn't have water. We out here using water from their pool to propel the toilets, and you know what I'm saying? We didn't cook with that water because we bought water. But you know what I'm saying? That's how real it gets. But you need money to fix that. You can't overlook that, bro. Yeah. Although, yeah, it's devastating. See, that's what a lot of people overlook. Where's the money coming from?
This a rich ass city, bro. We paying our light bill, we pay taxes. Fuck that.
But where's it coming from? That's still an answer to the question.
It's coming out of our pocket, your pocket and my pocket. When you pay your light bill and all these damn taxes you pay.
Okay. Well, all that stuff you still got to put that shit in order. You can't just be like, oh man, we got this whole lump sum of money over there because of how the way society is set up. It's like, oh man, they got this whole lump sum of money over there. You know what I'm saying? And like, before shit like this even happened, they'll go get that. So you still have to organize and put things in place to get things going back. It's like, we just went through this. We literally just went through this with the winter storm, and I hated that shit.
And that's my point. That's my point.
You know what a horse bath is?
They need to be more organized, bro. They fucked up with the winter storm. They showed that they don't have fucking shit in control. And then we had this little old light ass tropical storm that blew a couple trees over, and you still got people without lights after a fucking week. No, they need to get their shit together. They need to be more organized. They knew these people was coming. I mean, they knew this storm was coming. They knew we was gonna get wind. You know, we got trees all over the fucking place. Come on, bro. Those are excuses,
man. And see, this is why I don't understand. Like, people can divert away from like the facts and shit like that. When Corona hit, you know who spoke up? Fucking Obama. Obama said, yeah, man, well, I was trying to propose a plan just in case something like this had happened. And you're not prepared. You're not preparing for this kind of shit. You're just not. We all good. They're gonna be good. You know, just let them suffer. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me that's what now this is
actually true.
This is Republicans and Democrats. That's all over the damn place. But they need that shit to keep your ass blind, so you ain't paying attention to what the fuck is really happening. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, especially after the winter storm.
Try to put some shit into place, and they wasn't feeling it, so it didn't happen.
Okay. I'm not even in our age demographic. Well, you're a little bit older than me. Even in this demographic, dude, it's all over the fucking place. It's like you got these old motherfuckers that been through several fucking presidents, and the presidents played the same fucking game, just different situations. You can't make the masses happy, bro. It's impossible. That's why every single president is a puppet, bro. Every single president is a puppet. He has to do what's best for the majority. That's why you should be fucking voting. That's why people are fucking mad at, I don't want to say it, but people hanging out in front of fucking corner stores. That's why they mad at that shit, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing to contribute to society? Nothing. Hanging out. I don't hate drug dealers. I don't know how many things have been cut from you, but I only bring that up to say, like, man, when I start talking about this shit, like a lot of people usually shun from it. Hey man, you got to give me a shout out for TDT, man. I got to do that.
Go ahead.
At the end. But I got to do that. That's coming this week, bro.
Do it now. Why you talking? Since you brought it up, go ahead. What are you talking about?
TDT, the drunken truth, bro. TDT is the drunken truth. People tend to be more relaxed and more free-willed when inebriated. So TDT is my idea. Hopefully, you and Jay Lethal, it'll be my channel, but an associate channel. Still going to be the truth. I'm going to do bar reviews, excellent bar reviews. When I'm not going out there to destroy anybody, but you know how I do. Like, if this is a great place, yeah, man, come here. This is their most popular drink. This, you know what I'm saying? This is the best food. I don't mind doing reviews, especially positivity, because there ain't enough running around out here like that. And like I said, I get off from work, I chase the cat around, and I drink. That's like my zen. I ain't worried about nobody. I'm here at the crib. I'm playing PlayStation. I'm cooling. That's what I do. And so I had the idea. I was like, damn, you know, you like going out to bars so much, then why not put the bars that I love to go to and the bars that love seeing me come there? And it's like, oh man, Curtis, and where you been? It's not one of those why are you here so much? It's, I haven't seen you in a while. You know, that's one of the laws. I mean, it's the best thing ever, and I enjoy it. So some of these bars, they take care of people, man. You know, not to get too much into my own personal story. I'll do that on my own channel when it's up. But yeah, I was one of those dudes sitting in the corner wondering what we're wondering now. Like, why does it take so long if we just got over a winter storm? And why couldn't we set up any, like, certainly, yeah, I know people who don't have light. And that's not fun. It's survival tactic, bro. They still in the stores. You can't make fun of people who lining up in the stores because you don't know, they may not have lights. You can't boil all of the damn water. You don't have lights.
It's fucked
so
up.
you gotta like I was saying earlier, you gotta take a horse bath. You know what a horse bath, dude, is the
Everybody
pod.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah, the pod, and you gotta scrub it down, and yeah.
Just hit
So yeah, man, that's not comfortable.
Sucks.
So yeah, something should be in place, but the question is, as civilians, and voting, quote unquote, is the power, unless we go climb the fucking Capitol, wink. What else do we do? What else do we do? That's what they believed in. I called it like, that was dumb. You climbed the Capitol, no one was injured. One person was injured. Like, that hit me so hard. It's like, damn. You know, I don't play the whole black and white culture and shit like that. That's over for me. That's over. I can't do that anymore. I can set you down very easily just off of your state of mind. I just don't, and that's why I don't go there. It's like, that's easy. You're either a human being or you're not.
Well, that's the problem. People, the racist people, feel like the person that the other is not human.
Gifted. They feel gifted. Yeah, I'm not saying don't feel gifted. You can feel. I feel gifted on my fucking own. I'm gonna stop cursing. That's my second curse word, so I'm done with curse words today. I feel gifted on my own, bro. I don't need to justify myself off of anybody else's success or their failures in order for me to feel the way that I feel about myself.
Exactly.
That's how you get over a lot of this stuff. Why
exactly
don't
it.
these people have power? You're a human. We're the only things on this planet that don't do their damn job. People do.
Speaking of critters, what animals, before I play this video, what animals do you think are in the bio? What all animals do you think you could possibly find out there in the bios, the Houston bios?
Right now?
Yeah.
After this rain? I don't know. You can find anything.
When you say anything, like what? Give some examples.
Well, we too far. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Like, you got creeks, you got a lot of stuff that flooded, bro. And we don't know about that. I just saw a video from, and now this is in Louisiana. It's not our bios, but a person stepped out on their porch and the water just looks like swamp, right? It just looks like it's just swamp water and just flooded. And then the person zooms in and a piece of the crap in the water starts moving, and then you can see the alligator's eyes right outside this dude's front door. It's like, hold on, man. Oh, hell no. I don't want none of that. So I don't know. You really don't know what these people are going through. I don't know how much of right now, the flood water should be gone. I didn't flood over here, but it should be gone. But they still don't have power because of the flood water. You got to reconnect all that, man. Electricity and water don't mix. That should be a simple thing to kind of think about, but it ain't. It really ain't. Yeah, so if they suffering, yeah, man. I checked on my cousin. He was down here. He was down here with the last tropical storm. Facebook with my aunts and stuff like that, just checking on them. So they're good. Some of them still don't have power, but it's not just here. It's in Louisiana too. This isn't it depends on where you want to go with it. Is it a government thing? Who should take care of this? And see, that's what takes so long for, you know, stuff like FEMA to come in action. Who should take care of this? Should it be the governor? Should it be the U.S.? Should Congress get into it? Like, who should be taking care of this? Because it doesn't affect America. That's just us down here. It doesn't affect it. We in the shit.
The community.
So who should be taking care of that?
The community.
That would be my question.
The community. We got to work together.
Right.
We can put pressure on these damn companies. These damn companies, we pay the damn bills. So that's the thing. We have to remember that we have that power of that bill that we're paying.
So,
you know, so we can take our money elsewhere or whatever, you know, as groups. And that's how you deal with it. You talk to them, you call them, you send them emails, you fucking, you know, be on their ass. Because when people don't pay attention and people are passive and they just let them do what they want. And then
will get oil.
And then when it's only one person complaining, then they just smush that person out. We have to do it as a community, as a group, for them to actually have a voice so they can actually hear you.
Yeah, facts. These are facts.
Check this out.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, lots of us were surprised to see river otters swimming around Buffalo Bayou earlier this week. It got us wondering what other kind of critters call the bayous their home. Janelle Bluta went to find out.
Even in those murky, muddy waters, Houston bayous have had their fair share of sightings over the years. Alligators are pretty common, otters not so much. But even in 1995, somehow a manatee swam its way up Buffalo Bayou. So all of this got us thinking, what else lives in our bayous? Well, first, we want to know what you think.
Probably a lot of bacteria and a lot of trash.
It's gonna be beavers, it's gonna be ducks, hopefully not people.
Definitely reptiles, amphibians.
A lot of germs, a lot of weird animals.
Maybe if there was something like a snapping turtle. What are those like little like water rats? Those the big things that come out of the water?
But what actually lives in our bayous, we ask the experts.
It's more like, what can't you find? You'll find gator gar, you'll find catfish.
Soft-shell turtles you could find in there that are pretty good size.
Saltwater fish swim up from Galveston Bay into the bayou.
Even large alligator snapping turtles.
In Bray's Bayou, Texas Parks and Wildlife has caught loads of creatures. Largemouth bass, grass carp, blue catfish, tilapia, sheep's head, armored catfish, spotted gar. They even caught these two normally found in the ocean, a red drum and a blue crab. So you've got everything you'd expect to see in a natural freshwater channel, but because the bayous are connected to the Gulf, there could be some swimmers you'd never expect.
In theory, if there's enough water in the bayou, you could get things like bull sharks that come from the Gulf into the bayou area.
But if you want your neighbors to keep living here, you'll have to keep their home clean. In Houston, Janelle Bluta, KHOU 11 News.
You saw that shit?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. I don't know.
Like literally almost anything. They said little sharks could be in there.
Yeah, because the waters, once you get a flood, man, you get different canals and things that could possibly lead to other rivers, and rivers lead to other oceans and stuff like that. Animals don't have jurisdiction, bro. They have territories, and territories can move. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Maybe they thought, I don't know what the hell the animals think. Maybe they thought it was a good idea to go this way. Shit, the waters are high enough, must be my chance. So, like, but as far as like people are dealing with that, man. They're dealing with that, and it's serious. So as far as how to get them out, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know.
There's not no point in getting them out. You heard about the girl who was missing? Her boyfriend is suspected of killing her. It's all over the news. I said her name. I played it in the last video. Anyways, check this out.
This is it.
This is a little piece, just what happened recently.
Arrest Brian! Arrest Brian! Arrest Brian! Bring Gabby home! Where's Gabby? Laundry! Where's Gabby? Gabby? Where's Gabby? Where's Gabby? Family, where's Gabby?
Yeah, stay with me, Joe, because this is happening right now. Another police officer showed up just a few minutes ago.
Officer, can you give us an update?
Officer, can you tell us why you're here? Officer, can you tell us why you came here to Brian Monta's house?
What do you know?
Sir, what do you know?
Is she safe?
Is Brian Monta talking?
Is she safe? Is Gabby safe?
So she's missing for what? What happened? What's the full story?
She's just missing. Her boyfriend came back in her car or whatever and said, you know, he didn't know where she was at and shit. So they figure he killed her, but they don't know. They can't find her body. They don't know where she's at.
Well, if I was them, I'd keep him in custody.
They haven't. I don't think they've arrested him. Or maybe that's what they were. Well, I mean, I missed that. I'm not sure. That might have been what they were trying to do in that video. Yeah,
man, you know, our nation.
They don't have no evidence, bro. They don't have no evidence.
But it's still our nation. It's not innocent and proven guilty. It's guilty until we can prove you innocent, man. I'm sorry. You know that's what it is. You got people on death row that don't have sufficient evidence right now, but they still about to go fucking die because they think you did it. That's all a ploy. It's all a ploy. Yeah. You know what I mean by that. You know exactly what I mean. I don't have to say it in order for you to get it.
I didn't load that video, but maybe I'll load it up right now and I'll play it in a minute, and we'll clear that up for the audience. But I played it in the other video, so but you know, I guess I gotta assume the people who's watching haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Well, look, check this out. This is some scary shit right here. Check this out.
Texas Children's Hospital says COVID-19 cases seem to have peaked 2 weeks ago. That's the good news. The bad news is they're now seeing a sharp rise in cases of MIS-C. That's the serious inflammatory syndrome that shows up weeks after a child is infected with COVID-19. Stephanie Whitfield is at Texas Children's with details.
There are two situations unfolding at Texas Children's Hospital right now. More than 25 kids have been hospitalized with MIS-C in the last couple weeks. Doctors are also seeing a steady stream of children who are dealing with symptoms of COVID weeks, even months after infection.
COVID-19 is still front of mind for many parents sending their kids to school every day. But doctors at Texas Children's Hospital are closely monitoring a rise in post-COVID issues.
All of our clinics are full. We're booking into probably farther in the future than we would like to be.
Dr. Kristen Sexton says their long COVID clinic helps children still dealing with symptoms more than a month after being infected. On top of that, more than 25 kids have been hospitalized in the last couple weeks with multi-system inflammatory syndrome, or MIS-C.
It's definitely something to be wary of and to pay attention to, particularly if your child gets sick again with fever and belly pain, nausea about 2 to 6 weeks after a COVID infection.
Teens 14 to 18 years old are being hospitalized with MIS-C most. More than half require intensive care. Many need oxygen therapy. Dr. Sexton says getting medical help early is key for MIS-C and long COVID.
It seems like early treatment is helpful. These symptoms can last a while, upwards of 6 months.
Parents, you know your child best. The bottom line is go see a doctor if you know your child was exposed to COVID-19 and they still have symptoms lingering or they get new symptoms again in the weeks after infection. In the Texas Medical Center, Stephanie Whitfield, KHOU 11 News.
What'd you think about that?
Already said it once, man. This is there are no facts on my thoughts about this, but it should be. Well, it don't even have to be thought provoking, man. This is not natural, bro. Nothing evolves that fast. Nothing, man. Nothing evolves that fast. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
At the worst case scenario, we should have been dealing with regular COVID-19, and then, man, months later, like, oh, we're getting better. Oh, we got a variant. Oh, okay, we got the variant on the cover. Oh, we got something else. I'm like, hold on, man. Nah, bro. No.
I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty damn scary, right?
Can be if your mind ain't right. I ain't saying mine is. You know how I am. But the damn thing about it is, nah, man, that's not natural. It's just not natural. Nothing evolves that fast. Yeah, there's always the fight for survival in every organism on this damn planet. But you ever sit and, man, no. I'm 36, bro. No. It don't happen that fast, man. Like, are you serious? Something's wrong. This is when niggas start getting silenced. Like, for real, something's fucking wrong.
It's something going on, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for fucking sure.
And all I know is it's so scary. It's all about fear, right?
Dude,
it's like fear.
I opened an eye. I'm not trying to cut you off, bro. I apologize. I opened an eye to this shit, and when they started saying the variants, I'm like, hold on, man. You know what variant is? Several selections. It's a deter from something else. A variant is a category, and I'm trying to do my best to hit the core on this shit. When they say the COVID variants, I'm like, oh fuck, no, man. And like, no, dude, what do you mean variant? How many of it could there be? That was my first question, and now they're talking about this shit. Kiss my ass, man. Kiss my ass. This is human error. This is human error, bro. This is human error. So if you don't want to say it's human error, because it damn sure ain't nature. Nature don't move that fast. It just don't. I don't know what happened. Oh, well. You still there? Anyways, like I was saying, things don't move that fast, man. They just don't. I have no idea what's actually happening or anything like that. I have no idea. It's not that I actually haven't done any research on it. I mean, I guess I've been letting the news tell me what it is, because everywhere you go, I'm getting the same information.
My bad, y'all. My fucking internet is acting up. I was trying to do too much. I was uploading and downloading videos at the same time, and my fucking computer is too fucking slow for all that shit.
Man, hardwire.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I got that video to clear up about what's her name. It's coming right now. But while we're waiting on that, I could play something else. You know, all those damn Haitians are on the border, bro. Did I mention that already? Oh, you didn't hear that in the intro. Here, check it out. Let me see if this should have worked, because right now I got a bunch of shit going on.
Now to the crisis on the border. Governor Abbott signing a bill he hopes could have an impact. The governor in Fort Worth today putting his signature on a bill authorizing nearly $2 billion in additional funding for border security. The governor also talked what's next for the thousands of migrants who are camped out under a bridge in Del Rio.
Some are going to Arizona. Others are going to California. Others may be going to Laredo, we were told. But one thing that we know for a fact, and that is there's nothing but uncertainty and indecision by the Biden administration about exactly what they're going to do.
The governor adds the U.S. government is responsible for the conditions at the camp and the relocation of those migrants. Our Melissa Correa just arrived in Del Rio. She joins us now with more on the large migrant camp. Melissa, good evening.
Hey there, Mia. We are, in fact, waiting for official confirmation from the Biden administration of what's going to happen to more than 12,000 people who were currently camped out under this international bridge in Del Rio. Photojournalist Brad Driver going to push back from these Texas National Guard troops to show you what we can see from this vantage point. CBS News confirming that we've gone from 2,500 migrants on Monday to more than 12,000 today. A bulk of them are Haitians. We were told that we were not prepared for what we were about to see, and I can tell you what our sister station in San Antonio saw was shocking. Take a look at this video. Conditions are dire. Thousands of migrants are making their own shelters to get out of the hot sun. It's nearing 100 degrees today here in Del Rio. Valverde County leaders are afraid of a stampede or even a potential riot after numbers are expected to soar to 20,000 people within the coming days. The mayor of Del Rio says the majority of the migrants are Haitians. And folks, to refresh your memory, Haiti has been repeatedly devastated over the last decade by earthquakes in 2010, 2018, and again just last month. Tack on hurricanes and the lack of infrastructure, resources, and jobs. And all of that seems to be forcing waves of Haitians off the Caribbean island and into countries like Brazil and Colombia, where they begin their migration here to the U.S.-Mexico border. These nearly 13,000 people are waiting to be processed by Border Patrol agents who were overwhelmed. We are hearing it could take 7 to 15 days for many of these migrants to be moved into those federal processing facilities. Today, Del Rio's mayor issued an emergency declaration saying this situation is just no longer sustainable.
We now have 1/3 of the population of the city of Del Rio, Texas, in a confined space under the City of Del Rio International Bridge. This is setting the nuclear bomb alarm that this is no longer sustainable. The migrants are getting agitated. That leads to a different set of variables as far as potential stampede, potential chaos, and also, of course, mass casualty potential with any kind of threat variable to those migrants.
Mayor Bruno Lozano says he has not heard anything from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security as to what they're going to do in this area, that city property. But in talking with the U.S. Border Patrol today, I was told that the chief of the Border Patrol, Raul Ortiz himself, is traveling from Washington, D.C. and will visit this site here in Del Rio today. I've already put in a request for an interview so that Texans can get a better understanding of what's happening under this bridge. But as I toss it back to you, we're talking about more than 12,000 people living outside under an international bridge. If you've ever been to the Toyota Center, this would feel more than half of the Toyota Center. And this is in addition to all of the people who are being smuggled in that Border Patrol is having to deal with as well. Back to you.
Painting a very...
So basically, they come over here and we ain't got no choice. Yeah? That's what they say? I'm gonna ask the question. That's what they say.
You're mean, bro. You're mean.
Right? I'm not mean, bro. I'm asking the question. Look, that's what's happening. You know I'm laughing.
I don't know, but it's not. I don't find it funny though. You know, it's really hard.
No, their situation is not funny. It's not. You know why I'm laughing.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up, bro. They got them out there on the fucking bridge. They can't do better than that. I don't know what's going on, you know. And then, you know, but this is a touchy ass subject because people are like, you know, they're always worried about secure borders, right? We need to have secure borders. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't necessarily disagree with that. But at the same time, you need to have like humanitarianism and have a system set up for these kinds of things. And then, like, you know, hey, we took in Afghanistan people. We gave them money and
yeah, arms wide open.
Arms wide open.
Wide open, bro. I saw that.
It's lots of them right here in Houston right now. Lots and lots of them, loads of them. So the
But you
thing
can't tell.
is,
But and see that's another reason why I haven't moved yet. You can't tell the difference. They blend right in. I haven't seen them. They blend right in.
because
It's the
we
same
already
thing.
have
It's
a lot of
it's the exact
international
same thing.
people. We got a lot of Arabics. We got a lot of
Yeah.
Muslims in this here already here. A lot of Indians. So yeah, so we already have.
Well, check me out. Check me out. It's the exact same thing when Louisiana was about to get hit, but everybody could see them. You know where they are. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was just about to say, and they wasn't happy about them coming either. And
No,
they was just from the next state over. They treated them like they were refugees, like they were from another damn country, damn from Africa or something. Like they're not even United States citizens. And you know what? And what's the difference? The difference is that skin tone, right? So that's the
skin
point.
tone and the accent and the demeanor. What a lot of people don't know about. See, they'll remember. Oh, when Katrina happened, that things were getting looted, and so that's easily passed on. That's very easily passed on. It's like, oh well, shit, we don't want nobody here. So,
but
not everybody with Arabics being able to blend in so fucking well, like, and it's not adhering because you know they ain't dropping none of their damn religions to be cool with your ass. They ain't doing that. Those are humans. But Louisiana can't get that. These are the most kindest goddamn people ever.
Exactly.
They'll break their damn backs to make sure that we good. When they say we, they really mean we.
And we be saying I all the time. They always say we. And that's another thing. So, but wait. Before I get off on a tangent, because that we thing is kind of deep. I might come back to that. But
okay.
The Haitians, the point is we got on this behind the Haitians, and again, like I say, it's their skin tone. That's the reason why they're being treated differently than like the Afghanistan people who came.
Yeah. These are facts. These are facts, bro. So
and that they're coming from a poor country, and they're coming from a country that the United States don't like for whatever reason.
And people here, we're just trying to protect everything that we got. It starts there. It's like, oh no, it starts right there. No.
The Haitian people just can't get a break. We got all these different kinds of people here in Houston. It's an international city, and what, we can't welcome in some Haitians? They can't fit in with us.
Well, I'm proof that they can fit.
Huh?
I'm proof that they can fit. I ain't Haitian, but I'm proof that they can fit. They can fit very well.
We love Kodak Black, but if he bring all his family members over here, then it's a problem.
Hey man, just keep rapping. Just keep rapping. Do that. You good.
You good.
Keep dribbling the ball. Keep dribbling the ball, LeBron James.
Don't bring your family though. Don't bring your family, bro. Like, we can't have too many.
God. Hey man, you know this just happened to me. I told you I experienced some racism just recently, bro. That's why I'm off and like this. But I can see the switch from when I don't know how this is like literally my family. I don't say this is my cousin because I think, oh, we cool. No. This is my mom's sister's this is my mom's brother's son. That's literally my cousin. He stepped in and he started talking to New Orleans. Man, I can see the whole damn thing shift. And it's like, oh fuck. And I started getting treated differently. I was like, damn, is it that bad? Or is it just my mistake or my perception? But you know me, I run the shit through. Yeah, well, okay. If it is what it is, then that shit's gonna be gone. But if it ain't, then you motherfuckers are really here. Because I didn't change shit. You changed after you heard him talk. Heard this motherfucker talk. And then public enemy number one.
Yeah, before you go on a tangent, let me finish up that story.
I can't.
About
that's for later on.
For the chick that was missing, and you was asking about it because I had played more of the stuff, but here it is. Check it out.
Again, investigators here all across the U.S. are piecing together a timeline. We want to share that with you that they're hoping will help them track down Gabby. And here's what we've been able to determine based on social media posts and interviews. According to the family, Gabby and her fiance, Brian Laundrie, took off on a cross-country road trip. That was July 2nd. And between that date and then the end of August, they posted on Instagram from a number of beautiful locations, Kansas, Colorado, Utah, seeing all the sights. On August 12th, right in the middle of that window, Moab, Utah police responded to this domestic dispute between Gabby and Laundrie. Based on what we hear on the body camera video, they had been fighting. Somebody reported it. They ended up leaving, and then the cops caught up with them. That's where the body camera video came from. Almost 2 weeks later, on August 25th, one last post on Gabby's Instagram account reads, "Happy Halloween." That's also the last day her parents spoke with her. Laundrie returned home to Northport on September 1st, but in the same van that they drove across the country without Gabby now. 10 days later, her family reported her missing. Now, meantime, Laundrie's been refusing to speak with detectives. A retired Tampa FBI agent says there's a puzzle here investigators can piece together even without his help.
Just about everything we use these days leaves a digital footprint, whether you pay with a credit card, your phone hitting a cell tower, your connected device, your Apple Watch, hitting a cell tower. So they can pretty quickly put together a timeline to see if what they know to be true and what the boyfriend had said in the past is true.
Right. Boyfriend, of course, the fiance, Brian Laundrie. Remember the press conference the other day, the police had in Northport, they did say that Laundrie's attorney had turned over his cell phone. So they do have that. His attorneys also said that he's advised Laundrie and his parents to remain in the background and not comment on this case.
Well, tonight we also have a major update on the murders of the two women in the town of Moab during the same time that Gabby and Brian were there. Late today, investigators say the murders of the women who were recently married are not related to Gabby's disappearance. One of the women works at the Moonflower Co-op, which is where police were called to investigate the domestic incident involving Gabby and Brian. Well, tonight, police say the two cases, they're not linked, but they did not reveal any new details about the murders of the two women, including whether they have identified any suspects.
So, what'd you think?
I'm just trying not to say, oh, man. As far as that, bro, I don't know. I don't like speculating on people, but I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I don't know what's gonna happen with that because all the arrows point. The arrows point, man, and it's just very hard. It's hard to not be like, oh man, this guy did it. This guy did it. It's not that I give a fuck about being wrong or right. I could give a shit less. I'm just not gonna speculate on it. Because it's like shit. I don't know. Like situations like that, you got to know what kind of relationship they had.
Yeah, well, right now she's a missing person, so
yeah, buddy. And you better start you better start with the people you know. You want to figure that out. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. It's sad.
Damn.
That's
it
just
is sad.
That particular story's just been really heavy in the news. I don't really know why. I don't know. The media has latched on to that story and just been following it. It's one of them stories that are going to turn into a movie or something in the future.
Probably.
I want to get on some heavy shit. I was expecting somebody else to be in here by now, because I've been saving my good shit.
Do what you gotta do.
But let's go ahead and roll on into some heavy shit. Check this out.
Hey, call me Louis. This is my spot. Louis spot.
America can't win these wars. It's over. You'll see. It's over. And if they kill that brother and his family, like they did Saddam Hussein and his sons. Those are chickens, as Brother Malcolm said, that will come back home to roost. Yes, Brother Muwakil. Let him say it again through the microphone. He's talking about AFRICOM. I think they're based in Stuttgart, Germany, but they're now moving to Djibouti.
Djibouti, yes, sir.
Which is another Muslim country. America does not want to see the vision of Kwame Nkrumah of the United States of Africa come to pass. So the moment Gaddafi launched, with the help of 53 African nations, the African Union, Europe came up with something called NEPAD. And now bringing AFRICOM down, which is a military presence, that would mean they want to ensure that the revolutions that take place are guided for the best interest of the West. America cannot survive and be a world leader in the 21st century unless she has access to the mineral wealth of Africa. And if there is a united Africa, America will be a second-rate power. Russia and China are in Africa big time. China is moving so fast in Africa. America wants to blunt the incursion into Africa with Russian development, Chinese development. So America wants to compete, but she always has a military objective under that. And AFRICOM, in the little place called Djibouti, 1.5 million people, is home now to an American base. Now look, you really don't know your government, and you don't know the American administrations. You just don't know. And I'm not belittling you. But this is corporate managed media that feed the American people the slop that they want you to eat. So they can tell in the stools that you produce from the food that they feed that they're getting their point over. Am I making it raw enough for you to understand? So I thank all of you for your presence, for your patience. And I pray that what we see going on in the world, that we will try our best to be prepared. You need to store some water in your homes. You need to store some food in your homes, groceries that will allow you to be in your homes for 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months. But when that great earthquake comes, it won't make any difference what you have in your pantry. It's very sad. And I hoped and prayed that I would not have to see that. But it is coming. And I pray that America will recognize that black folk are nothing for you to play with. You may think you can kill us, but you will only be ending up destroying yourself. So I thank all of you for listening. And I'm sure this will get to the government. That's who I really wanted it to get to. And they may do with it and with me whatever they choose. But God is the one in whom I put my trust. And I would advise you to do the same. Thank you for listening.
Man, I don't want to get on that. I don't.
That's heavy
really
shit.
Don't.
That's
I
heavy
really
shit.
Don't.
You know, the minerals in Africa and China is moving into there. And then lately we've been having this nuclear stiff about with Australia and the UK and the United States. And, you know, it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. You know, and the truth is being revealed, you know?
Yeah.
The truth is coming out.
Yeah. He's right. I don't listen to it's Farrakhan, right? Or am I wrong? Sorry. I don't listen to him a lot. You know, his views. I don't like any views that sway one way or another because that's why I say it, dude. You ain't fucking human. Most of the shit is deep embedded in color and culture. Now, if you wanna fight culturally, then I might be down for that battle because I can't change who I am. You know, but I'm also not gonna fight and try to force you to understand who I am. People understand people because of willingness to understand. That's very simple. So what he's saying is like everything that's happening in our world today. Yeah, again, he's not lying, bro. Yeah, eventually it's gonna boil over. That's how controversy ends. And I wish I can, honest to God, I wish I could say that I'm good at that or I'm the master at that, or because that's what I do. I kill controversy. Like I'm a black man living in this world where racism still exists. So when you start getting into money and politics and shit like that, it gets very dirty. It gets very dirty. You start seeing shit in movements that you know are gonna happen, and you can only have a rebuttal for it or the counteract for it in order to kind of balance it out, if you see what I'm saying. If fuck. Yeah, certain things are coming. I had wished not to live in a time like this because I fought for what my parents gave me. Let's put it that way. Like, no, you don't hate him because, and this ain't no Martin Luther King shit. Like I said, my parents, they were down to earth. Like you treat them nice, they're gonna treat you nice. You know, you good to them, they're gonna be good to you. But back on the subject, yeah, things are gonna happen. They're already happening. They're already happening. It's just based on what you're focused on. It's simple. It's as simple as that. You focused on this, and that's what you're gonna be seeing.
Well,
And then you look out and you see.
I think that everybody's oblivious. They're looking on their phones. They're watching their TikToks, and they don't even know what's going on. And
it's not everybody, bro. It's not everybody.
Not everybody, but because we're sitting here talking, but most people,
yeah.
And this shit's gonna fall in their lap, and they're gonna even know it's the fuck.
Yeah.
Completely oblivious, man.
So that's on them. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. I can tell you, hey, I can be like, hey, Shaka, man, the world is gonna end. I got all these facts that the world's gonna end tomorrow. And you can be like, oh man, even though the facts line up, you can be like, oh, that ain't true. But at the end of that, it's not my job to save you afterwards, man. I'm sorry. It's not my job to save you afterward. We're human. Use your mind. Use your damn mind. Stop being oblivious to racism and shit like that. You lost. I got a shitload of white friends. I got a shitload of black friends. I got Mexican friends.
Well, I'm gonna go a little bit more on the racism stuff. I'm like, hey, do you think that people are teaching their kids racism? Let me ask you that.
Well, yeah. You damn right. Because if you're racist, I don't give a fuck how it comes out. If that's in you, it's gonna pour into your kids. I'm sorry.
But I mean, it just is. But I mean, actively teaching them that, not passively teaching them that.
What's the difference?
The difference is like
if they know who they are, you still pouring it into them no matter what. You don't you can be passively putting it into them.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm asking, do you think people do it actively, like tell their kids to like, not like blacks or not like Hispanics?
Yeah,
whatever.
Dude, I walk out in my skin every day. Yeah, some people just don't like me and don't know me, and then I have certain people that don't like me, and then they hear me speak and it's like, oh shit, and they try to put the oh, he's different on it, and it's like, no, I can't.
He could speak words properly.
Oh, this one's different. No, I can't, bro. I can't let them sit there either.
He reads books.
So yeah, it's a rough battle. It's a rough battle up, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's a rough battle up, man. It's a rough battle up. And if there is no confusion about whether or not, oh well, white people are up, because a lot of motherfuckers will sit there and go, he thinks white people are up. No, motherfucker. I'm saying we're human. We're human. You're a human being. You're a human being. If I kick a black man in the balls and I kick a white man in the balls, the same shit's gonna happen. If I shoot you in the fucking chest and I shoot this nigga in the chest, the same shit's gonna happen. Y'all gonna bleed the same goddamn way. And if one of them, here's the kicker: if one of them can survive, because if the EMT, just speaking, I don't want to say hyperbole. Just speaking out of my ass. Let's put it that way. Sorry, third curse word. If both of y'all shot and I shot both of you, dude, that's the world we live in. If they can save one of you, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. It doesn't matter if you're white. I'm not saying that paramedics aren't racist, but that's how deep it can go. That's why black people go to black doctors. White people go to white doctors. It's like, damn, man, y'all separated yourselves. And been wondering why you got that back end of fucking pain. Don't cry to me, man. I'm not your fucking God.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's nothing wrong.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, because you feel safe. That's good. Feel safe. But you can't X out someone because of the color of their damn skin. Like you kill a hell of a lot of shit in your own personal life. That's your shit.
I agree with that.
And that's why I don't listen to it. I'm like, oh, why are you crying? Don't cry to me about something. And they like to call it, oh yeah, that's God's blessing. And you know I believe in God. And well shit, if that was him that sent that shit to you, you just missed it. Because shit don't come around that fast, man. It just don't. It just don't, man.
Here, check this out.
You gotta be patient.
If I'm really dreaming,
but everybody wants it now.
If I am, then somebody.
I want to be rich now.
Because I still can't believe that in 2021 things like this are still happening.
宝宝，昨天在餐厅跟你说话的是一个什么人？
黑人。
是叔叔还是阿姨？
阿姨。
你以前见过他吗？
在餐厅见过几次。
见过几次？是这样子的，公主，就昨天妈妈跟你说，你可以跟他打招呼，可以跟他说话，其实这是不对的。为什么呢？因为这些黑人呢，他有很不好的习惯，他很不礼貌。
A year ago, I did a video about a Chinese man teaching African kids on how to insult themselves and the entire black people in the world.
我是黑鬼，我是黑鬼，智商低，智商低，耶。
Fast forward 2021, there is a video of a Chinese mom teaching the daughter how to discriminate or hate black people.
宝宝，昨天在餐厅跟你说话的是一个什么人？
黑人。
是叔叔还是阿姨？
阿姨。
你以前见过他吗？
在餐厅见过几次。
见过几次，是这样子的，公主，就昨天妈妈跟你说，你可以跟他打招呼，可以跟他说话，其实这是不对的，为什么呢？因为这些黑人呢，他有很不好的习惯，他很不礼貌，有时候呢，在我们中国，有时候在国外做了很多去伤害中国人的事情。我们是什么人啊？
中国人，妈妈，我跟你说，我们是中国人，要保护好中国，要爱惜中国，知道了吗？
知道，所以呢，我们不能跟陌生人说话，不能吃陌生人的东西，不能跟陌生人聊天，不能跟陌生人走。黑人，我们更要防范他们，好吗？
好的。
我们是
中国人，
我们爱
中国。
对，我们爱中国，爱五星红旗。
爱五星红旗。
This is disheartening. You know what? My name is Watermaya, an African YouTuber who is on a journey to change the narratives of Africa. But I used to be that guy who addressed such issues happening between Africa and China. So since this video popped up, everyone has been sending me, telling me that why are you not saying anything? You know what? It's not because I don't want to say anything about this, but I don't want to be that guy who always complain and nothing is happening. I really don't want to be that guy who always talk, and then we forget. I am a man of solution. I don't want to be part of the problem, but I want to be part of the solution. You know what? I have identified the problem of Africa-China relationship. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. The whole partnership, we are working together, China, Africa are friends. No, there's nothing like that. Because there is nothing like a mutual respect between Africa and China. You know why? Because when you come to Africa, Chinese people disrespect Africans in Africa. Recently, I found a video of a Chinese man tying a Rwandese, beating him, and no one said anything about it. He got scot-free. The highest thing we could do is to deport him. But something like that can never ever be done in China. I have lived in China. I speak fluent Chinese. I can even switch this video and start doing this video in Chinese, but I don't think it's very necessary. So I really know what I'm talking about. The respect is not there. When it comes to Africa, we embrace, love, respect Chinese people as one of our own. But when you go to China, it's not happening. Why is it that this is happening? I mean, I feel like there should be reciprocal. Respect is reciprocal, right? So if you respect me, and that's when I'm going to respect you. So if you disrespect me, I also have to disrespect you. I think that would be pretty simple, because this is getting out of hands. The hate for black people living in China, you guys have no idea. See, it's part of the reason why I left, because I couldn't stay in a country where people hate me. I always have to explain myself for people to embrace me. I mean, so if you're living in China, you can testify what I'm saying. I'm not saying every Chinese person is racist. I mean, we have good friends out there, but majority of them don't like us. And it's a fact. And you and I know it. It saddens my heart when I see things like this happening, because the people in power don't even care, because as far as they are making their money, you as a citizen is none of their business. I mean, so many people are sending me this video. That's why I wanted to create awareness so that most of you will know that this is what is happening to our fellow brothers and sisters in China. And believe me, when the person posted this video, the comments under these videos were disheartening. I'll read some of them to you. Some of you can't speak Chinese, so I'm just going to read in Chinese and I'm going to translate what they were saying. Someone said, Jiang de Muchin, yue duo, yue hao. This kind of mom with this kind of mindset, the more we have them, the better. Another one is saying, Zhongguo hao mama, a good Chinese mom. And then another one is saying, Zhongguo hao mama, Jiang jiao hao, like a very good Chinese mom. This kind of teachings is the best. I'm going to continue because I don't even know like what to say. Somebody saying, Dianzan Zhongguo hao muqin, Zhongguo hao jie. It's ridiculous to be reading this. See, it's hard, man. It's really sad, man. I don't know what to say because I don't even believe that I'm doing such kind of videos.
我们更要防范他们，好吗？
好的。
Do you guys really know what triggered all this hate for black people living in China? Because China was considered of giving a permanent resident permit to all foreigners living in China, which I think it's a good thing. But unfortunately, in the minds of so many Chinese people, the word foreigner is equal to black people. And this has resulted in so much hate for black people living in China. But I'm just going to tell you something. Do you know that in so many African countries, Chinese people have a permanent resident permit? Or do you even know that some of them even have passport that they move around with? I was shocked the first time I found out that a Chinese man actually have a Ghana passport. I mean, they even marrying our women, giving birth. They don't even take care of them the way black people take care of the kids in China. They run away. So the kids will be running around looking for their parents. They can't even find who their parents are. I mean, it's so disheartening seeing all these things happening. And that's what I'm saying, that respect is reciprocal. Trust me, in China, they don't like you. See, I've been in a situation where I'm traveling within Africa. I've been to 23 African countries, so I know what I'm saying. To the extent that a black man is ready to protect a Chinese man and leave you. Yet, our brothers and sisters in China are not enjoying the same priorities. You people should get your stuffs right, man. I'm not telling you to hate a Chinese man. I'm not telling you to, I don't hate, like, there's no single hate in my heart. You know what I mean? But I just want you to understand what is happening. I don't know what to tell you, but I wish our African leaders can sit up. I wish our African leaders will know what is happening. I wish our African leaders will think about their citizens instead of their pocket, so that the relationship will have a mutual respect. Respect me and I'll respect you. But currently, there's an ongoing hate in China. Some of them stopped giving black people resident permit. They even stopped renewing their visas. See, there are a lot of things. I still have friends in China, so I know what I'm saying. I just didn't want to talk about it because, like I said, Africa for Africans, and Africans needs to come back home and let's build this continent together, because this is the only place that we can call home. It's sad that our politicians are not giving us the platform to build our own home, because corruption is killing the continent. My name is Mr. Ghana Baby. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Feel free to share this video. Feel free to like.
What did you think about all that? That's a lot, huh? It's silent. Crickets.
No, not at all.
What do you think?
I guess because I didn't know that people were teaching it, I guess they are. It's like, God damn, okay. What are you protecting?
There's a chance that your video could be.
No, give me a couple of seconds. Give me a couple of seconds. So what are you protecting? A way of life? Are you protecting a way of life from a people that you think don't have a way of life? How's that go? Please think that I'm thinking about slavery and shit like that. I love it. I fucking love it.
What are you saying, bro? I don't understand.
I'm sorry you don't understand. What are you protecting? Why are you teaching your kids you're saying shit? That's what you had to do. You had to do that shit. Apparently, because you're teaching it. I'm not asking what so bad happened to do. One black motherfucker, one black person robs a bank and then we're all bad. But it's not the same thing if you're a white person. One white person robs a bank, oh, that's just a crazy ass white person. Like Dylan, and see, once I start going into what it actually is, a lot of people divert from the shit. It's like, oh no, ain't that the same thing? Two motherfuckers robbed the goddamn bank. Oh, this motherfucker got he got 10 years in jail while he got probation because he was going through mental distress. What's the damn difference? What's the difference?
Yeah, well, we know.
All fights don't have to be all fights don't have to be fought loudly, bro. And see, that's the misconception of this planet. Just because we fighting don't mean that you have to know what I'm doing. And I bet that shit is taking on individualism. I don't give a fuck. Like I really hate hearing shit like that, dude. I really hate that. I hate it.
I know.
It's like, oh yeah, you're teaching your kids to hate me. You have no idea shit. If I did, well, of course, I believe there's a cure for cancer. I believe there's a cure for AIDS. We just ain't we're not privy. Am I using that word right? We're not privy to that shit. I think I'm using it right. You can correct me later. I don't mind that. So it's like, no. We're not in the shit zone as far as black people because, and I'm not gonna pull.
Yeah,
because
but
like
what
really
we're talking
shitty.
about is you know,
I know,
teaching their kids racism.
I know. But those kids, they grow up under the shadows of their parents who are here now. They're here right now. Those kids don't have no damn idea. So you want my kids to battle your kids? So I mean, what are you saying?
And there's a chance
but we all think better. We're all going to God, and that's why I don't like people playing with this shit. And like, no, nigga, you got here somehow. It's not just a look, people. I fucking hate it when people play with
God. Hold on, there's I want a disclaimer because there's a chance that the video, as far as where he got it from, you know how people make sensational videos because they're the ones who get clicks, and she could have been doing that video.
There's a chance that the translation on the bottom of the video could have been completely wrong.
And well, you know, I don't think so. I think that there's a chance that the lady was just doing a video just to fucking, you know, piss people off, you know, and maybe the kid it's not really, you know, it wasn't a real thing that really happened. It was just
both of those are applicable. They're very applicable, yeah. Both of them are very applicable. I'm not disagreeing with you. But if that's the fact, and it's like, no, it doesn't piss me off. I'm like, no, man, continue on your dumbass way.
I got one more racial thing, and we can move on, bro. It's a short video.
Motherfucker.
We can only begin to imagine the sheer horror of the slave trade. But what if we could place an actual ancestor within that story? We were able to do just that for one of Tom Joyner's ancestors, his third great-grandfather, Tony Dumas.
Can you read where it lists Tony Dumas' birthplace? On the far right.
Place of birth, Africa.
Africa. Your great-great-great-grandfather, Tony Dumas, was born in Africa around 1790. We tracked down a direct male descendant of Tony's, a distant cousin of yours, and we asked him to take a DNA test to see where Tony was born. So if we found a match, that's where the brother came from. Would you mind turning the page of the scrapbook? This could mean your great-great-great-grandfather was a member of the Balanta people from the country of Guinea-Bissau.
On the coast?
On the coast. And it's an exact match. Yep.
How do you think he was captured?
Probably through a war. You know, there were African middlemen, and they would fight wars with other Africans to enslave them to sell to the white man. Slavery was a huge business for different African kingdoms. You know, the story that we got when we were kids, that your ancestor was out on one Sunday with his girlfriend and some white man jumps out of the bush and throws a net over him. It's not how it happened. Slavery was big business. Africans sold other Africans to the Europeans.
So after he was snatched from Africa, came over on a slave ship, on that long boat ride.
From hell.
Yes.
Discoveries like this make me even more eager to learn about my own African past.
You there, bro? Where'd you go?
I'm still here. I'm still here. Well, hey, man, that kind of shit is funny to me. He's pissed off because he got black in his descent. Welcome.
That video was so repulsive to me in so many ways, and they always get black people to peddle this fucking bullshit, bro.
Dude, hey, I'm sorry about the camera. I gotta warm some food. I'm sorry, man.
They always get black people to peddle this shit, bro. And then he's like, and he was like, your grandfather, he was born in Africa. Like, where the fucking Africa? And then he was like talking about Guinea or whatever. And then he was like, oh, it was a black person who sold him in that. Like, he just made up this whole fucking like.
No, dude. Look. And I'm gonna make this very bad. I'm gonna make this very bad, bro. It's the same fucking thing. When the men hear that shit, that you might be of African descent, it's the same goddamn thing that most women do, and they backpedal. They fucking backpedal because you don't want to be a part of this shit. And it's like, dude, you could say that from the beginning. It's easier if you just say it from the beginning. If you don't want to be a part of it, don't be a part of it. I mean, just live your fucking life. You can do whatever you want. That's the gift. You can live however you want. But what's factual will remain. It's going to remain. You cannot run from facts. You just can't. But people, they attempt it. And those are the people that I avoid. No, bro. So if you got black in your family, you got black in your family. He must be thinking this because black people are on the downside. And then the cycle fucking continues. You can stay your ass over there and be crazy if you fucking want. That shit's gonna kill you in the end. Probably right on the shit that I've been saying. I want my damn. I want 10 plus more goddamn years. Cat, move down.
You don't talk to Lana like that.
You leave me alone.
She just got home.
Exactly. I'll hear horn and shit. I don't like my women horn. I can't do that.
I got something. I'm trying to choose which way we want to go with.
Hey, man, she better not be pregnant, because if so, you got to take like 2 kittens. I already know Anaya wants them, so now I'm gonna go ahead and push that whole narrative. Yep, you gonna take like 2, at least 1.
She don't need to know nothing about that shit.
Don't worry. I ain't around enough, but you around enough. Yeah, I'll figure out a way. Yeah. I'm like, hey, and I'm gonna hold one of them up just like this. I'm like, hey.
Let's lighten up the mood, because that stuff is really heavy.
Yeah, man, it is.
Let's talk about prisoners in Finland, bro. I like to compare United States and other countries all the time, because we so oblivious, bro. We so narrow-minded as Americans, United States citizens, about what happens in the rest of the world and how other
Okay, Chaka. So this is the thing. You know why? Because we're oblivious to what's and I'm not trying to make it better for anybody. That's not why I'm trying to say this. I'm not trying to put a damper point on it or anything like that. We're oblivious because a lot of that shit don't affect us here. Like, to be honest, it don't. I'm damn sure not a Buddhist. I'm damn sure not a Buddhist, but keep a simple life, bro.
But
keep a simple life. What's important to you?
But it does, bro. It does.
Yeah, eventually, yeah, it does track back. But what's important to you? That I'm not telling you directly. That's why
you directly.
I am telling you why the masses don't pay attention I'm telling you why the masses don't pay attention to what.
I get it. That's how they think. That's
Look,
how
it's
they
the same
feel.
thing that with fucking COVID. It was in the newspaper right next to fucking Kobe Bryant, January, what was it, 2020? Right next to fucking Kobe Bryant. Outbreak, COVID-19, wherever the fuck it's from. I'm not gonna say it wrong, but it's from Eurasia. It's from that continent. Somewhere over there.
So yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. You know, damn, you made me forget.
I ain't making you forget shit.
Fucking
But that's why, bro. That's why.
Oh yeah, comparing countries together. Oh, and what you were saying about that, it does affect them. Cause like, okay.
No, I said affect us.
It affects us too. Like if
you
get in trouble, you get in trouble.
You kind of blinked out.
Like a damn animal. And it don't matter, you know, who you are, you go to prison, they treat you like a damn animal. So that affects you. That affects everybody over here. So
a lot of people ain't gonna see that. I can guarantee you that.
Check this out. This is how they do their prisoners in Finland.
This man is serving a life sentence for murder.
I'm sorry, I'm a little body conscious, as you can see. I've gained a few pounds.
A dip in the frozen lake behind the prison is part of his regular workout routine.
No problem. It's okay. Okay, your turn.
Welcome to life in one of Finland's open prisons. There are no cell blocks here, just dormitories. Inmates come and go in their own cars. When Matti isn't at the nearby university campus, he's in his dorm room, studying for a career in tech.
Some entrepreneurship books, marketing books, user experience, all kinds of digital and IT studies.
And we have this kind of normality principle that prisoners should be treated equally, even though they are prisoners, but they should have access to same services and rights as other citizens.
In recent years, Finland has been named the happiest and safest country in the world. Citizens here enjoy generous public benefits, universal healthcare, subsidised daycare for children, and free college tuition. Promotional films like this, produced by Finland's Criminal Sanctions Agency, document how prisoners are eased back into society, with work opportunities and help from counsellors. And the incarceration rate here is one of the lowest in Europe, a quarter of what it was in 1950. In Finland, only 1 in 3 former convicts ends up back in prison. Compare that to the United States, where 2 out of 3 get locked up again within 2 years of release. A 2018 bill included sentencing reforms meant to reduce what is referred to as recidivism, but they only apply to inmates in federal custody. Just 10% of the 2.3 million people incarcerated in the US. Critics say the 2018 reforms are only a small first step and fall far short of the kind of meaningful change Finland is so proud of. The scale, of course, is different. Today there are fewer than 3,000 in the Finnish prison system. The number of people behind bars in the US is equal to half of Finland's total population. A reimagining of what prison looks like here started nearly 70 years ago, when this Scandinavian nation began building one of the most humane systems in the world. In some of the latest steps, Finland's Criminal Sanctions Agency is investing heavily in technology training.
The first topic is what is AI, then the second topic, problem solving with AI.
And building a state-of-the-art smart prison for women. And even testing VR to provide an escape from the drab walls and fluorescent lighting of Turku, Finland's highest security closed prison. Mika, who is 10 years into a 15-year sentence, is walking through a 3D forest. He appreciates the chance to interact with VR technology and learn the basics of working with computers.
Sanotaan lisään vielä tämän verran, että tämmöisiä vankeja, ketä on välillä käynyt
vapaana ja tullut takaisin, niin on sanonut ihan suoraan, että ei siellä pärjää, niin kuin, että siellä on niin paljon erilaista tämä kaikki niin kuin tämmöiset, että kaikki on niin paljon tietokoneistettua, että olisi hyvä saada sitä oppia.
We try to educate the prisoners to use digital services in a meaningful way so that it would really help them to rehabilitate, that help them to take care of themselves and take care of their daily affairs and the kind of things, the kind of skills that you need when you reintegrate back to society.
Now Finland is investing in the infrastructure to support that readjustment. A €34 million prison that many hope will set the standard for the future. No bars, glass windows, an internet connection in every room, and small touches meant for comfort.
This is our specialty is divan. Yes.
When it opens in this fall, the brand new facility in Hämeenlinna is expected to be Europe's most high-tech women's prison. But just across the road, a reminder of the past. The old facility, built in 1972, once housed both men and women. It shut down in 2019 after years of disrepair, mould, and other reasons.
This was before toilet.
And where did they empty it?
I take this and put there. The smell was terrible.
And just a few minutes' drive away, a relic built in the 19th century and modelled on the American style of prison that is still widely in use today. Cell blocks arranged in a radial floor plan, prisoners living in solitary confinement. This one is a museum now, preserved to show just how hard prison life here used to be. For Matti, the road to reform has led him to a career that he would never have dreamed of before. He connected with Reactor, a digital agency that designs online education courses. When they heard he was participating in this story, they invited him to give some feedback on the program.
I'm eager to hear, what did you think about the first course? What was your general impression about it?
It was shown quite simply what is AI, what isn't AI. So that was really good, and kind of like show that it's.
Anyways, what you think about going to prison in Finland?
Sounds like a great place. It's better than half of the schools here. I'm sorry, I had to, bro. I had to.
Man, it make you want to commit a crime and go to Finland and commit a crime. Go commit a crime and hopefully get sent to Finland. I don't know.
Okay, so now I see where you're coming from and what you were saying. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, yeah, we don't. Wherever they are, we ain't here. Wherever they are, bro.
And how do we treat our prisoners here in the United States?
Oh, dude, you can steal a beer and damn near get death row.
Put you in solitary confinement.
It's cause and effect.
Feed you trash. Put you in solitary confinement. Feed you trash.
Mm-hmm. It's damn near death row, man. Like, it's unbalanced. It's
in a cage. That shit go. That noise, bro. That shit. That's some psychological fucking shit, bro.
It can be. Until you heard it enough times. You know what I'm saying? It can be until you heard it enough. Once you heard that shit enough times, it's like, oh fuck. Well, depending on the person. Yeah, I've heard it.
I don't think no matter how many times you hear it, because when you hear that noise, it either means you can leave out of your cage or you in that hole. Every time you hear that noise, it means you can move around or you can't.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But how they treating them? I don't even know. What, you kill somebody? What do you do?
I think he was. He
killed
was there
somebody.
for murder.
Damn.
He was there for murder, and he was chilling like a villain. Niggas was playing virtual reality games. Nigga was going swimming. They said they had their own cars, bro.
But what did he do when he got out?
He worked in IT, bro. Became
he built his
IT
life, yeah, man.
executive.
Unfortunately, I can't say, yeah, man.
And what happens
human.
to what happens to the prisoners here in the United States? They become more hardened criminals. Some of the dudes that end up getting locked up was for nothing, but once they get in there and
we got a lot of that
around these gangsta ass niggas, now they done turn into a real ass criminal, and when they come out, now they're doing
dude,
real ass crime.
in fucking prison, dude, you either concede, you join up, you're not gonna survive by yourself. It ain't that good here. It just ain't. They gonna kill your ass. Like, cause you ain't with us. Same thing out here. The same fucking thing out here, but it's just lenient. You're like, no, I can deal with you out here. I don't know, man. That's why I always call it. That's why I always call America the melting pot. Constantly. Because I just chose not to include myself into it. Like I really don't want to be included into it. You do you. I don't give a fuck.
We segregate the shit out of each other. We segregate ourselves. Even though we segregate the shit out of ourselves, it's still a melting pot. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. We're not together, bro. We're not.
Check this out. The firefighters is not feeling the damn jab mandates and shit. Check this out.
The mayor is going to fire you if you don't follow his mandate.
Words of anger followed by a crowd of boos as firefighters and police in Newark protest Mayor Ras Baraka's mandate requiring city workers to be vaccinated.
My body, my choice. My body, my choice. We as public workers have always helped, even through this entire COVID vaccine problem, or when this whole entire epidemic started. We came to work every day. We did our job. Now the mayor is going over and above the governor's executive order, which requires either you get vaccinated or you get a medical or religious exemption, or if you don't want to take the vaccine, you'll be subject to testing once or twice a week.
According to the mandate, all city employees must be fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and any city employee that refuses shall be disciplined up to and including termination.
If we allow that to happen, what happens tomorrow? What do they look to take away tomorrow? This is all done by the stroke of a pen inside City Hall, and they just think it's good to go, and it shouldn't be that way.
That's why firefighters, police, and their supporters flooded the streets and steps outside City Hall, demanding the mayor put an end to the mandate.
They have a right to protect themselves, and everyone has the right to decide what pharmaceutical product may or may not be injected into their body.
Mayor Baraka addressing the pushback in a recent op-ed, arguing it would be irresponsible not to mandate vaccines, writing, quote, "Of all people, the union leaders whose rank and file members are hired and sworn to protect the public should know this better than anybody. They lost 9 members to the disease."
We are not anti-vaxxers. I'm vaccinated. I encourage everyone to get vaccinated. But I know that people have religious, medical, and personal choice.
Police and firefighters say they understand the need to keep everyone safe, but they believe the mayor's gone too far, and they just want the chance to be able to come to the table and have their voices heard.
But if we got 300 cops that are not vaccinated, I hope the mayor is making contingency plans with the state police, because they're going to have to come in here to handle the jobs, the regular calls for service that go on every single day in this city, because the city won't be able to function if that's what we're going to do.
We do want the ability to sit down and negotiate the impact of the policy that's been implemented, and that's simply all we're asking for.
This is not the first time the issue is coming to head in the state. Police officers in Wayne challenged the vaccination mandate there, but a state arbiter eventually sided with the town, requiring all officers to be vaccinated as long as both sides were able to negotiate the terms.
I don't think they're going to prevail on the argument that they get to bargain about whether or not the employer has a right to implement a vaccine mandate. I think they lose that one, and those that have tried are losing that case.
Wait. Was that a man or a woman right there?
I don't know. Not my job, friend.
The fact
my
that
job.
the fact that we don't know, bro, is a problem.
It could be a problem with you. Not on the subject.
It's not a little off topic. Anyways, what do you think
I don't know.
What do you think about all that? The firefighters and the city employees being forced to get the jab and all that.
Okay, well, fortunately, this one didn't. That one didn't catch me as much as the other videos. I didn't see that as too much of a problem for me personally. Like I was saying, it's taken personal, bro. It's taken personal. That's why people don't give a fuck about what's happening everywhere else. And yeah, like again, yeah, it's media. It's fucking media. Yeah, you charge me for it. I'll still be here. I remain. I don't leave. My views are my views.
So, but what are you saying? What do you think about that? Them forcing them to get the jab and them saying, "Nah, we're not feeling that shit."
Okay. What are we talking about? COVID? I might have lost.
Just specifically, those guys in New Jersey, they're firefighters, and because they're city employees, the government said all city employees have to get the jab. And,
what's the jab?
The vaccination.
They're already doing that. That's not new news for me. I'm not doing it. And
Well,
then you get a sway. You get a sway right there.
You're not a city employee, but what if your job tomorrow says you got to get the jab?
Then I'm gonna find a new job.
What if all the jobs say you need to get a jab?
Well, then shit. Let's see how that works out for you, because it ain't been working out for anybody that damn fucking well right now, man. Why would I jump on a fucking boat that ain't floating? Are you serious? The first vaccine ain't even working. People still getting sick, dying. Come on, man. Like, seriously. Fully vaccinated, still dying. Don't sell me no bullshit, bro. I don't know what you're doing to these goddamn people. I had to backtrack a little bit when the shit first started, because motherfuckers started trying to call up the Tuskegee experiment. I'm like, oh, now you know about that shit. You know about that shit now? You ain't know it. You didn't know it then? You get it now? It's like, no, man, get the fuck off, bro. Don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me about that. Two totally different instances. And that's not how I'm taking it. I'm telling you, it's two totally different instances. The motherfucking history repeats itself. Fuck them, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here. People are still getting sick and dying. All I can do is wish the best for everybody that's in my life. Get out of here, man. They're not serious. Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. They're not serious.
So check out how Zimbabwe is dealing with it.
No.
Here's your latest African news. Africa-wide, 7 Africans named in Time Magazine's 100 Influential list. Time Magazine has listed 7 Africans among its list of the so-called 100 most influential people in the world of 2021. Based on their Western standards, the list includes figures from the world of academia, science, activism, and economics. The Nigerian head of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, featured on the list, with other key names on the list including South African Tesla CEO Elon Musk, Beninese singer Angelique Kidjo, Cameroonian Dr. John Ngenkason, who's heading the AU's COVID response team, and Kenyan environmentalist Phyllis Omido, Senegalese writer and musician Philawine Sarr, and Ethiopian entrepreneur and food specialist Sarah Menka were also on the list. In addition, there were household names from the African diaspora, including actors Omar Sy and Daniel Kaluuya. What do you think of this type of lists? Do you think it means anything to us Africans? Let us discuss. West Africa. West African bloc resorts to sanctions over Guinea and Mali coups. The Economic Community of West African States on Thursday imposed sanctions against the junta in Guinea and those slowing Mali's post-coup transition. The imposition of the sanction is the bloc's toughest response yet to run off military takeovers. The move was agreed at an emergency summit of ECOWAS in Accra to respond to last week's coup in Guinea and perceived slow transition towards constitutional rule in Mali following a coup last year. Regional heads of the states decided.
My bad, I ain't gonna bore you out to death. That's the wrong video. Check this out.
Tonight, we begin a three-part look at the production and devastating effects of the drug fentanyl. Illicit use of the synthetic opioid painkiller has ravaged the United States, and Mexican drug cartels now see huge profits and an addicted market for the drug. With the support of the Pulitzer Center from Sinaloa State in Mexico, special correspondent Monica Villamizar and videographer Zach Fannin report.
A handful of dirt is thrown into the wind to gauge the way it's blowing. It's important work because one gust in the wrong direction and any mistake in this delicate process could lead to death.
Your life is at stake. An experienced cook knows to look at the direction of the wind and to turn around when the wind turns, and he knows that this is vital. There are people who get sick. This process starts very toxic, but the toxicity fades. An expert knows towards the end you can get close to the pot. If the toxicity was high at that point, you could not even get near to empty the pot. That is when the black goat is made.
Heroin is usually called black goat, but these drug makers are not using poppy plants as the raw materials. Instead, they start with this synthetic powder, which is cooked over an open flame. The drug is called fentanyl, and we're at the heart of the industry, inside the western Mexican state of Sinaloa. We've been given rare access to one of the Sinaloa cartel's fentanyl labs. It's quite ingenious because they've set it up in the middle of those cows, and because there's so many police operations right now in the area, the cows provide a perfect cover. Now, we've been advised to wear a respirator and goggles because fentanyl is very, very toxic, and many of these cooks have died just by inhaling it. These cooks work without protective equipment, and they believe in a myth here that drinking beer will disable the high that comes along with being close to the heated substance. This man, who we are calling Pedro, is one of the first links in a chain that sends fentanyl from Mexico to the United States. This package of fentanyl, which is sold as a competitor to heroin, weighs 11 pounds and sells for $15,000 in Sinaloa's capital, Culiacán. The further the product travels, the more valuable it gets. By the time it arrives in America, 11 pounds could sell for $100,000. Fentanyl has proven to be a diabolical game changer for the cartels. It's inexpensive, it can be mixed into drugs like cocaine, methamphetamine, and other opiates.
Right now, as fentanyl is stronger than anything, a little fentanyl can make 11 pounds of black goat, and it is stronger than the poppy flower. That's why people gave up on heroin. It's way cheaper with fentanyl.
So many people in America are dying of fentanyl overdose. So do you feel somehow responsible since what they're consuming is made here?
Well, it is something that one who consumes decides on his own. Drugs are bad and addictive. Consumers are aware that the effect doesn't last long, but they cannot go without it. Although they know that it is wrong, it is addictive.
Have you had any of your friends die making it?
So many died for a few pesos. We all like money. There are people who aspire to have better things, but the big money is not made by us. It's made by others. Many workers have no other job. It's a hustle.
Many in the region are self-taught chemists working in a low-tech, multi-million-dollar operation. These men used to be farmers until their home state became the stronghold of the powerful Sinaloa cartel, once run by this man, Joaquin Guzman, nicknamed El Chapo. He's now serving a life sentence in an American prison. Writer Joan Grillo explains that fentanyl and synthetics are easier to produce than crop-based drugs like heroin or cocaine.
You don't have to care about protecting those from military. You just buy some precursors, you mix it up in a lab, and you've got your drug. So the profit margins are massive on synthetic drugs. Also, you can do this anywhere. So this has really changed the geography of organized crime as well. We can find labs all over the country. You can see labs for synthetic drugs.
Basically, you get the point. Fucking all these drugs, a lot of these drugs that's on the street, like even the pills, the ones that look like the pharmaceutical drugs, because they said that in the video. fucking got that shit in it, bro. Like, fuck, bro. You know, so like taking any drugs right now is probably not a good idea because there's a good chance that that shit got that shit in it.
Yeah.
And that shit's strong as fuck and easy for you to overdose.
Well, message to the kids: don't do drugs.
Easier said than done. They did that dare to be true on us when we was in school. See how that worked out.
Hey man, I smoke, but nah, dog. Shit.
They putting that shit in everything, bro. That shit is in everything. You don't have to be doing heroin to end up with that shit in your shit.
Yeah. No, so by the way, I'm about to go ahead and switch from Android to iPhone.
Yeah.
Cause tired of looking hazy. And like I was telling you, I'm about to get my stuff started.
You can start the channel with just your phone. That's what I did. And I just upgraded with the computer.
I know, but you know, this phone has done its job. It really has. Dude, I'm flustered. I ain't gonna lie, I'm flustered right now.
I guess. Let me play something nice. Here, look, check it.
Is a cat video?
Africa is a continent full of beauty. Its beauty can be seen through its places and its people. Welcome to the Amazing People of Africa series, where we take a look at some of the indigenous people of Africa. We'll be looking at their lifestyle, culture, and getting to learn about Africa through their knowledge and experiences. Before we start, please take the time to subscribe and hit the notification bell. In today's video, we'll be taking you to a community deep in the Omo Valley in southern Ethiopia, the Mursi. The Mursi, also known as Mursu or Moon, are a pastoralist community who live deep in the Omo Valley. Surrounded by mountains between the Omo River and its tributary, the Mago, they are surrounded by pure beauty. The Mursi community also stand out for their unique beauty and beautification ceremonies. Before we take a look at their beautification ceremonies and rites of passage, let's get a feel of their day-to-day lives. As mentioned earlier, they are a nomadic community who also practice agriculture. They believe in a force greater than themselves, which they call Tumwi. Tumwi is usually in the sky but can manifest as a thing in the sky such as birds or rainbows. Now, let's get into some of their amazing ceremonies. When a young Mursi girl reaches puberty, her lower lip is pierced so she can wear a lip plate. They start off by placing a small stick and gradually move to bigger sticks and then finally to wooden plates. The wooden plates are not only for beauty. The larger the wooden plate, the more it symbolizes the woman is tolerant and in turn, more bride price is paid to her family. Aside from the lip plates, they also adorn themselves in very beautiful attire. The men are not left behind in beautification ceremonies. Men practice light scarification on their shoulders after killing an enemy and shave geometric patterns on their heads. During dances and ceremonies, they paint their body with white chalk paint. Young men who are looking to get a partner practice group stick fights known as the donga. Right after harvest time in the Omo Valley, around 40 different communities participate in the donga ritual. The ritual starts off with the purging ritual. The tribes drink this special drink called dokai. Dokai is made from a combination of bark from a special tree and water. This is to purge themselves from all impurities in their bodies through vomiting. The fighters then stay away from food until the next morning. After that, the tribes walk kilometers to an undisclosed location that is heavy with thorns and thick bush. They stop at the river to wash their bodies and to get ready for decorating their bodies with clay. Fighters will wear one of the following items: a cultural headdress with or without a feather, handmade helmets, elbows, forearms, and shin protectors, or decorative bead necklaces to show off. The winner is carried on top of poles to girls waiting beside the arena, who decide amongst themselves which of them will ask his hand in marriage. This lovely community set in its ways may not be understood by many, as they hold tightly to their customs and beliefs. They are hardly moved by the outside world, which in many ways is admirable. One of the main challenges they face come from the Gibe Dam, which has altered the flow of the Omo Valley. The construction of mega projects in the area have also strained their movements as nomads. What do you feel about these beautiful people and their way of life? Would you love to visit them and experience something new? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed...
What'd you think?
Okay, that was a happy video. Why? Not because I feel like I'm from descent from whichever tribe that may have been, or not trying to sound smart. I'm already an asshole, so you know what it is. If you didn't, did you notice how calm they were? They're calm as shit. Calm as fuck. I like that. Like, yeah, bro. They know where they were. Well, let's alleviate them.
We over here running on the rat race, trying to help them.
Let's alleviate them out of their peace. Fuck you. Oh. Hey man, I'm about to get on this DTT. For real, for real. About to leave the house right now.
Do it.
Yeah, so yeah, bro. Hey man, I appreciate you, dude. You've been one of my best friends for the last couple of years, dude. Keep going. I got your back. I'm out.
All right,
I gotta
bro.
get some sleep before I make this run.
All right, peace, bro.
Well, after I make this run, my shit's going backwards. I'm sorry. After I make this run, then I'm gonna get some sleep.
All right, bro.
Hey man, good show, bro. Yeah, they don't know, and why they don't know, and I'm gonna just leave this here. My sister said it best. I forget what we were talking about, but it was very fucking deep, and it was one of those politics, and then you got racism in it and stuff like that. And it was like, hold on, I think it was about BLM. And my sister, no, I don't give a fuck about BLM, because I think it undershadows who, it undershadows, dude. I was born this fucking way. It's like, weren't you born that way? Oh yeah, just take your ass off and run that way. I want that to sound bad. Go feel that you run this country. Feel that you run the world. Feel that. Because you're not taking that shit away from me. You're not doing that. Please. I feel the same fucking way. And if you want to go back down to splitting shit, then go splitting shit. I don't fuck with people that you always got to divide. It's not the fucking divide and conquer. I think they got that shit wrong. I think they fucking got it wrong. I'm serious. Everybody knows divide and conquer. Nah, nigga, you got it wrong. You got it fucking wrong. We're human. What were we supposed to be dividing anyway? It should make your shit run. Well, what were we supposed to? No, I'm not giving you the fucking answer. DDT, the drunken truth. You know what I'm talking about? All right, bro.
Peace and love. Thanks for your time, bro.
Always a pleasure, man. Next time.
All right. Where are my people at, y'all? Y'all the ones who make the show. Or it's just going to be me on here ranting. I know some people like my ranting, though. The good part of this show is probably going to be me ranting. Ranting and raving about this and that. That and this. Anyways, we're going to keep it moving. I got some shit about just some interesting shit. Check this.
In 1999, Dubai put itself on the map with what was then the world's tallest and first ever 7-star hotel. But that's now seen as a warm-up. In the years since, the city has laid claim to the world's largest mall, largest fountain, twistiest tower, longest airport terminal, longest urban zipline, tallest building, world's largest acrylic panel, longest driverless metro system, largest picture frame, tallest vertical maze, largest man-made island, and highest infinity pool and restaurant. It's taken the title of the world's tallest hotel from itself 4 times, has more super tall skyscrapers than any other city on Earth, and will soon be home to the world's tallest observation wheel. But taller, further, larger and higher has all become a bit samey for the city, and the latest addition to its record-breaking rap sheet goes in a completely different direction. Allowing divers to plunge 60 metres below the surface, Dubai is now home to the world's deepest pool, complete with a sunken city. Go just beyond the southern edge of downtown Dubai and you'll find a strange oyster-shaped building, the home of Deep Dive Dubai. Nodding to the country's pearl diving history and covering an area of more than 1,500 square metres, it houses increasingly deeper pool levels, all culminating in a shaft that extends 18 stories below the surface. Officially measuring 60.02 metres deep and holding 14 million litres of water, the pool smashes the previous record set by Poland's 45-metre deep spot, which only held the title for 7 months after opening in December 2020. Perhaps even more impressive is that all that water is circulated through siliceous volcanic rock and a NASA-developed filtration system every 6 hours. It's also treated with UV lights and holds a temperature of 30 degrees Celsius for diver comfort all year round. To call this simply a pool kind of diminishes what lies beneath the surface. First, there are 2 underwater habitats where divers can explore and resurface within underwater dry chambers at the 6 and 21 metre mark. Not to exclude those overcome with a fear of the deep, the first 12 metres can be viewed through a series of large windows. Divers can wave to their friends, keeping dry on the other side. Getting deeper into things, the pool starts to become a bit more Dubai. The post-apocalyptic themed sunken city depicts an abandoned world. There's an apartment and garage connected by a flooded staircase, and an entire streetscape that increasingly deteriorates the deeper you go. Topping it all off, or rather bottoming it all out, is a 20-metre deep plunge shaft, reserved for only the most accomplished divers. Normally only blue and green light wavelengths can penetrate this deep, but wayfinding lights and speakers help provide visibility the whole way down. There's also 56 underwater cameras, partly for safety, but also for playing a feed on screens around the building and capturing the experience for divers to take home once they resurface. Speaking of resurfacing, the facility includes a hyperbaric chamber that can be used to treat decompression sickness for up to 10 people at a time. Dubai is a city that likes to shout about its achievements, but it's got there in part by keeping things under wraps. Developers ward off competitors by not revealing the exact heights, or in this case depth, of their projects until they're pretty much finished. Being much easier to hide away than, say, the world's tallest building, construction of the pool went largely unnoticed, so much so that even one of the world's most popular diving forums failed to mention that it was even on the horizon when covering the opening of Deep Spot back in 2020.
Yeah, a friend of mine told me I had to check out this pool.
Little was really known about it until Will Smith posted about his visit on Instagram, so details about how it was constructed are thin. However, when it comes to building a record-breaking pool, there are some universal traits that they all have in common. Working from the top down, the process is essentially like constructing pools within pools. As the first chamber is excavated and lined with concrete, it becomes the launch point for the next chamber, and those chambers become progressively smaller the deeper the pool goes, all culminating in the narrow dive shaft. Due to the amount of pressure the shaft will be under when the pool is filled, it's formed from a precast concrete tube that's reinforced with a further 1.5 metres of concrete around it. The whole thing's designed to move and settle in the ground once the weight of the water is added. And divers are advised not to travel more than 300 metres above sea level within 24 hours of visiting. So don't book your trip up the Burj Khalifa later in the day.
I think we aspire to do with Deep Dive Dubai is make diving accessible to all visitors of the city, all residents in the city. We already have a thriving diving community which we hope to grow, and we hope for all of them to call this place home.
The pool's not just a tourist attraction, it's also now the Middle East's largest underwater film studio, complete with edit suites and video galleries, and a global research site for divers to develop their skills. That's actually part of a wider trend across Dubai to further diversify the city's economy and appeal beyond tourism. Of course, it'll be a while before we can see how effective that strategy is. In the meantime, Deep Dive Dubai will remain the latest in a long line of record-breaking construction projects, until the next one comes along.
What y'all think about that? I just thought it was interesting, you know. It's funny that they mentioned the Will Smith, because that's kind of how I knew about it too. I saw the Will Smith video and it kind of made me curious about it. And then I was scrolling and I saw that. And today I knew I was going to make my show randomly. So I just said, random video, go. So that's what that was, my random video of the day. I think that stuff is interesting though, you know. I always love the water stuff, but I know Dubai is not what it appears to be. And then that damn video looked like a damn ad. And I don't want to play ads on my damn channel. So as I was watching, I was like, damn, I'm playing a fucking ad. Oh, well, it's over now. We can move on with our life together. All right. I have a Europe video, but I really wanted to get into some esoteric type shit. I've been meaning to play this video, but because I knew Curtis wasn't going to be able to make comments on this. So I'm going to play this and then we're going to talk about it.
Is there an external reality? Of course there's an external reality. The world exists. It's just that we don't see it as it is. We can never see it as it is. In fact, it's even useful to not see it as it is. And the reason is because we have no direct access to that physical world other than through our senses. And because our senses conflate multiple aspects of that world, we can never know whether our perceptions are in any way accurate. It's not so much do we see the world in the way that it really is, but do we actually even see it accurately? And the answer is no, we don't.
However paradoxical it sounds, if we think of what is visible as just what projects to the eyes, we see much more than is visible. Let me give you an example. I walk into a room and there's graffiti on the wall. And imagine it's graffiti that I find really offensive. I look at it, I flush, my heart starts to race, I'm outraged, I'm taken aback. Of course, if I didn't know the language in which it was written, I could have had exactly the same retinal events and the same events in my early visual system without any corresponding reaction. Much more shows up for us than just what projects into our nervous system.
Our senses are also making up the tastes, odors, and colors that we experience. They're not properties of an objective reality, they're actually properties of our senses that they're fabricating. By objective reality, I mean what most physicists would mean, and that is that something is objectively real if it would continue to exist, even if there were no creatures to perceive it. Colors, odors, tastes, and so on are not real in that sense of objective reality. They are real in a different sense. They're real experiences. Your headache is a real experience, even though it could not exist without you perceiving it. So it exists in a different way than the objective reality that physicists talk about. We always assume that our senses are telling us the truth. So it was quite a stunning shock to me when I realized that it's not just tastes, odors, and colors that are the fabrications of our senses and are not objectively real. Space-time itself and everything within space-time, objects, electrons, quarks, the sun, the moon, their shapes, their masses, their velocities, all of these physical properties are also constructions.
Sometimes it's really difficult for people to understand that the data that your brain is receiving is meaningless, because when they open their eyes, they look around, they say, well, I see everything. What do you mean it's meaningless? A really simple example is color.
Scientific knowledge of what light is shows us that our natural perception leaves a lot on the table. The human perception of color is limited really by the principles of quantum mechanics. It's interesting to compare the human perception of color to the perception of sound. When you have two pure tones together, like a C and a G, a simple chord that's a fifth, if you hear that, you can hear the separate tones even though they're played together, and you hear a chord, you can also sense the separate tones. Whereas with colors, if you have two different colors, say spectral green and spectral red, and mix them, what you see is not a chord where you can see the distinct identities preserved, but rather an intermediate color. In fact, you'll see something that looks like yellow. It's as if in music, when you played a C and a G together, instead of hearing a chord, you just heard the note E, the intermediate note.
So at this most basic level, we don't represent even the information we're getting in any accurate way. And the reason is because it was useful to see it this way. So we're seeing the utility of the data, not the data.
Evolution by natural selection has shaped us with perceptions that are designed to keep us alive. So if I see a snake, don't pick it up. If I see a cliff, don't jump off. If I see a train, don't step in front of it. We have to take our perceptions seriously, but that does not entitle us to take them literally.
Perception itself, a perspective on something defined by perception, is inherently a reduction of the information of the thing. My perspective of it is going to be a lot less total information than the actual thing is. I can look at the object from the east side, or the west side, or the top, or the north side, or the inside, microscopically, telescopically. They'll all give me different information. None will give me the entirety of the information about the situation. So there is no all-encompassing perspective that gives me all of the information about almost any situation. What this means is that reality itself is transperspectival. It can't be captured in any perspective. So multiple perspectives have to be taken, all of which will have some part of the reality, some signal. There may also be distortion. I may be looking at the thing through a fisheye lens or through a colored lens that creates some distortion. Why does this matter? The ability to take multiple perspectives, to see the partial truth in them, and then to be able to seam them together into something that isn't a perspective. It's a trans-perspective capacity to hold the relationships between many perspectives in a way that can inform our choice making is fundamental to navigating reality well.
How is it that we make claims of truth? And how would we begin to know if what we think is true is actually true? This is the beginning of the scientific method. Let us begin with observation, pose a question, figure out what the hypothesis would be that would answer a particular question, and then figure out how we would begin to address the hypothesis. That is a scientific approach to questions that could be addressed any number of ways.
There is a kind of whispering campaign against the value of objective truth. Science's belief in objective truth works. Engineering technology based upon the science of objective truth achieves results. It manages to build planes that get off the ground. It manages to send people to the moon and explore Mars with robotic vehicles on comets. Science works. Science produces antibiotics, vaccines that work. So anybody who chooses to say, oh, there's no such thing as objective truth, it's all subjective, it's all socially constructed, tell that to a doctor, tell that to a space scientist. Manifestly, science works, and the view that there is no such thing as objective truth doesn't.
When you write down the theory then becomes your teacher. It becomes smarter than you in a way. When Einstein wrote down the equations of general relativity, he did not know that they entailed the existence of black holes. In that sense, the equations were smarter than Einstein. Einstein didn't believe in black holes for decades. The equations were very clear that they could exist. Einstein said no. Turned out Einstein was wrong and the equations were right. So it's very interesting. We do these theories because we can learn from them.
When you try to address the nature of things, you may find that asking different questions requires different ways of processing the underlying reality. For instance, in understanding the human mind, to understand it physically requires one kind of processing, and there's every reason to think that we already have fundamental physical laws that are adequate to that kind of treatment. But to understand how a person works how thought processes, moods, and so forth add up to a personality and a human actor will require quite different ways of understanding and quite different ways of processing the underlying information structure.
Get smarter faster with new videos every week from the world's biggest thinkers.
Man, what do y'all think about that? Heavy shit, bro. Heavy shit. So, you know, like they say, the name of this one is Let's Test Your Knowledge. Like, how much of that did you know before you saw that or any that heard any of that stuff? That stuff is so interesting, bro. Like, and I talk about your senses being filters all the time, and that's basically what they were saying. Like, your senses are filters. They're filtering out what you don't want, all the information you don't want. You don't have a use for it. So you're taking in all this information, your different senses are, but they're each one of your senses are filtering out all the parts of it that it doesn't want. And you're just getting pieces of the information. Basically the information that you want, and you're throwing away everything else. So interesting, because you think about, like, that's the reason why I picked this background for my green screen today, because I thought about the title again, and it's like, you know, you can't see the trees for the forest, and you can't see the forest for the trees. See in the background of this green screen, it's like, you know, we're in the forest, but we don't know where it ends. We don't know where it begins. You know, we don't know how many trees it is. We don't know how tall they are. We can't see the forest. We can only see some trees. So that's the perspective that we have. And this green screen is big too. I had to pick up part of it to highlight for this, because it's bigger than this. It actually shows more of the trees going up, and anyways, and it's more going down too. I don't remember what it is, but I just picked a spot that looked cool. I'll be framing these holes, see where my head is at. Anyways, yeah, so you can't see the forest for the trees, and you can't see the trees for the forest. It's all about your perspective, and that's what I talk about all the time. When we run around here talking about that we know this and we know this, like the person that always talking about I know, and I used to be that guy. But you don't know. You only have this little bitty piece of perspective that you have, and that's it. So you don't know. You don't know. So stop saying you know, because you don't know. And every time you say you know, you're missing something. So stop saying you know and say I need, you know, maybe to look at it from another perspective, and even try to do that. And boom, you're going to learn something. But if you're talking about I know already, now you're missing a whole bunch of shit. Your perspective is already limited, and you just limited it even more by saying you know. Anyways, I guess that's my rant for today on that subject. But yeah, so anyways, all that stuff is super interesting, like thinking about that stuff, right? Perspective, and like the filters of your vision, and the filters of your smell and taste, and the colors. And he's saying it's not even real. So is it real? Is reality real? Are we in the Matrix? Is this a simulation? Is that what they were saying? Are they trying to say we're in a simulation? Is that what they're trying to say? Anyways, we was talking about energy issues here in Texas, because Texas is on their own grid. The United States has 3 grids. It's an East Coast grid, a West Coast grid, and Texas. Go fucking figure. We got our own fucking whole ass grid that's not connected to the other parts. So if they shit fuck up, we gonna be good. But we fuck up, it don't have nothing to do with they shit. And then we had the ice storm, and our shit fucked up, and we just had this hurricane and just a little bit of wind. Well, I ain't gonna say a little bit of wind. We had some wind damage, but it's been a week, and we still have a lot of people without power. And then the city like ours is kind of. Anyways, they're having issues like that in Europe, but it's not related to tropical storm. Check it out.
Europe is running short on electricity. A perfect storm of surging demand and short supply means energy prices are rising across the sector, from natural gas to renewables. Governments are having to act to ensure a power shortage doesn't hurt their economic recoveries.
Can Europe keep the lights on? The continent is facing an energy crisis. Prices for many fuels have soared to new records in recent weeks. Businesses and households' power bills are rising too. Ireland is warned of possible blackouts. Energy prices have already been high on Europeans' minds after Brussels announced its Green Deal to transition away from fossil fuels in July. Spain took one of the most drastic steps this week to rein in prices, saying it would take back almost 3 billion euros in profits from energy companies. We are going to take away those extraordinary profits that the energy companies are making. They can afford it, and we are going to redirect them to consumers to cap the gas bill in the face of the foreseeable increase in the price of gas in the coming months. And we are also going to reduce the electric bill. And it's not just Spain. All across Europe, prices have climbed to new records. Electricity prices rose more than 8% in the 12 months through July, while natural gas prices rose 13% and diesel 20%. Even prices for coal, which is being phased out in many European countries, are on the rise. Natural gas shortages are particularly worrying. Gas producers haven't kept up with the bounce back in demand from pandemic lows. Europe is struggling. Major suppliers like Russia have slowed shipments. European gas stockpiles are now at their lowest levels in years, at a time when demand will jump during the cold winter months. And in the North Sea, winds have stopped blowing. Thousands of wind turbines there are producing drastically less energy. In Germany, wind power accounted for just over a fifth of Germany's electricity supply during the first half of this year. A year ago, wind made up 29% of the energy mix. Conventional energy sources, dirtier ones like coal, are filling that gap. The sudden reversal away from wind back to fossil fuels illustrates the difficulty of Europe's green transition. Wind is supposed to play a major role, but even Brussels can't control the weather.
Well, let's get more on Europe's energy problems with Georg Zachman. He's a senior fellow at the economics think tank Bruegel, specialising in energy and climate change. Thanks for joining us on DW Business. There seems to be shortages across so many energy sources. Why are so many problems happening at once?
Yeah, good morning, Rob. Well, I would argue that the surge in prices is indeed due to an overlap of a couple of factors, each of which in its own right might not have such a big effect. And they are very different effects. So I think it would be good to kind of unpick them individually. So on the one hand, we have this uncertainty on gas supplies, and there is a big issue currently with gas supplies from Russia. They have been significantly lower than in last years. And people are claiming that that is partly due to the construction of Nord Stream 2 and the due certification of the pipeline. And therefore, Russia is essentially kind of trying to keep more gas in its own storage, what we are observing right now, instead of sending it over in order to have some leverage in the negotiations on the certification. Right. Another issue is that the international gas markets, the liquefied natural gas supplies are running low to Europe at the moment. There's high demand in Asia, there's low supplies in the US and low exports, issues in other parts of the world, like in Peru, for example. So this results in seasonably low or very low stockpiles of natural gas on the European continent. And therefore, I think markets are working relatively well by indicating we need to have high prices now in order to keep enough gas in storages for the winter.
Yeah, there's also this problem with there not being enough wind in the North Sea to provide extra power for renewables. We've got such a confluence of problems. Is this a unique situation or something that could happen again?
No, I think there are even more factors out there. You mentioned the low wind supplies. The colleagues mentioned the high carbon prices that we are seeing. We have had a significant recovery of demand, thankfully, after the COVID crisis, and also a central bank action might have led to some general energy price inflation, also in oil and coal, as the colleagues mentioned before. So I would argue that prices will at some point start to normalize again, because those issues that I mentioned are mainly transitory shocks. So the wind will come back. the recovery will potentially slow down, the gas supply issues will be resolved. And moreover, I think consumers and producers will somehow react to high prices. I mean, that's also the whole idea of having high prices, that that producers find new ways to bring energy to Europe and to reduce, and consumers have an incentive to reduce demand.
All right, Georg Zachman, thanks a lot for staying that across that for us. That's Georg Zachman from Peru.
More than you ever wanted to know about the European electrical or energy sector. They're like, let's test your knowledge. How much do you know about the European energy sector? Well, the people who watch my videos can say something. Yeah. And they're pushing that green energy stuff over here. Is that kind of situation what's going to happen over here with us? You know, is the green energy a good idea? Is it working? I'm going to do something if I can pull this off, y'all. Let's see. Give me a second.
From this tobacco grading plant, people have complained to the ZANU party that they're ill-treated by the owner. A minister, Edison Robo, has decided to investigate. The owner has certainly been involved in violence, but his injuries come from a domestic quarrel with other whites.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Zobo. How do you do? Fine, thank you. I came out to see your farm. Yes. Yes. Stop it! You have quite some dogs here, don't you? Yes. Yes. Did they bite? No. They make a lot of noise. They make a lot of noise. Yes. Anyhow, I will tell you briefly why we are here. Yes. I came out here because yesterday. Yes. I had a rally. Yes. In Waterfalls. Yes. All right. Yes. I had some of your workers with me at the meeting. Yes. They complained extremely bitterly about what they alleged to be the kind of treatment they received here. Yes. From you. Yes. They decided I come down and have a look. Could we have a look? Sure, come on.
"500 people live and work here, sorting and grading tobacco. Their pay is about $1.5 Zimbabwean dollars for a 10 to 12-hour working day. That's about $2.30 American, or £1 sterling. There's no trade union here to improve wages or conditions, and those who tried to form a ZANU party committee complain of harassments and of sackings. At first, people were visibly afraid to speak out.
She says that, and he does, and the others here, that you shupa them a lot, that you bother them here at work.
And what way do I bother them? Ask them what way I bother them. Why do you bother them? And what way do you bother them?
She says you bother them because they get up at 6 and they work until 6. You don't give them any break at all.
Oh no.
And what's worse, let me finish. Yes. What's worse, that you use foul language against them. You use bad language whenever you are issuing orders to your workers. Why
I don't think I use bad language at all. The only time I do use bad language is if the tobacco is mixed. And now on this...
And you use bad language.
Sometimes, yes. Yeah. So we all do when we get angry, don't we?
Yeah. Like,
now on this, let's turn around and take it this way. She says she works from 6 to 6. Now, there's some of the people here. I don't close doors or anything like this. They go out, they have their meals, they have their tea anytime they want. I don't give them tea. I don't give them tea.
Oh, I see.
I don't give them tea. No. I do not give them tea. No. No. But if they want to go out for the tea, they go out, they have the tea.
Do a busboy. Right. This is the busboy.
That's right. This is a busboy.
He agrees with the people. He says you are bothersome.
I'm bothersome.
He says you dismiss people without notice. Today you dismissed the two people, a husband and a wife, without notice.
I dismissed them, yes. They are daily paid employees to get paid the notice, which is 1 day.
But 1 day.
That's right. That's right. They are daily paid employees. They're daily paid employees, you see.
Now, how come all your workers say you ill-treat them?
Well, I don't know about this. I don't know.
But that's what they are saying. He says he was beaten, and you set dogs to him. What did you have to say?
I say he was definitely not beaten, and the dogs were definitely
not beaten. I mean,
he was bitten. He was bitten. He was bitten.
Yeah. By which dogs? Let's see.
Which dog? Sheba?
Yeah, he says you were holding him here whilst the dogs were biting him.
No. How long ago was this?
My friends came here who are members of ZANU-PF who came to play with me here. You said, why do you play with ZANU-PF people? Then you asked him to come to the office. As soon as he got into the office, your 3 dogs sat on him. And with your dogs were biting him, you did not pay him his money. He actually fought you physically.
Wait a minute. Now let's go. No. Now, can I give you this lot first? Yeah. This deal first.
Yeah.
Yes. Now,
This is what blacks tend to see as a measure of justice being introduced to the workplace. It's what many whites see as an intrusion into private enterprise, which can only make industrial relations worse. In fact, the minister has no legal jurisdiction here.
Do you want us to believe that leaders of this whole group here, he is guilty of stealing? A leader of this whole group here.
According to
like him.
According to the police.
Have they been tried?
No, they haven't been tried yet. I don't think so. I don't know. Ask him, George, have you been tried yet? No. You haven't been tried yet. When's your case coming up?
No. I was found and guilty.
You have been tried.
You did only suspect me.
Have you been tried yet? No. You haven't been tried.
I'm
the
out
police
of
can't even charge him because there is no evidence.
The police took him away.
Yes,
asked him if he'd been charged, and he was charged.
If you call the police and say take him away, he has stolen, they will take him away. They will examine. Yes, then they will examine him. They will cross-examine him. And if they find there are no grounds to prosecute, they let him go. That's why so much emphasis on firing people? Who else was dismissed?
Now, I'm not taking all this lot back, Mr. Minister. I'll take some. I will take some.
You take him, stand there.
Right? Now, Mr. Minister, on this,
yes. Let us have a gentleman's agreement.
Definitely.
Otherwise, I shut down the place.
Okay. Now, Mr. Minister.
Now, I'm giving you a very clear-cut offer.
Right. I thoroughly agree with you.
Right. This is your private business.
Yes.
You either take back some people I am going to produce here, or I shut down the place from tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Now you take him back.
Right.
Right. We are gonna. You take him back from tomorrow, eh?
Right. I'll give him a job tomorrow. No, Mr. Chairman.
Why? Why?
He is a bad grader. He's a bad grader.
He's a bad grader?
Yes.
Zanzima amugone kugreda.
Yes, he's a bad grader.
Makasenza bana makore mangani.
He's a bad grader.
He has been grading for 4 years.
Not for me for 4
What I'm
years.
trying to do is to restore.
Yes, I certainly agree with you.
The confidence
I certainly agree with you.
in your workers, in you. All right? I want us to be very clear. You as employer, you are entitled to them to work hard, to earn the money that you pay them.
I want them to earn more
That's
than
right. That's right. They have, if you are going to pay them, they must put a day's hard work here.
Yes.
But you treat them with respect. You treat them as human beings. You treat them as human beings. You treat them well.
Yes.
Now, this business of your firing people left, right, and center,
yes,
is not consistent with what we are trying to do, which is we have talked about the spirit of reconciliation and so. But can you explain why don't they, all of them, like you? Why?
I don't know. Perhaps ask you to do their work.
All of them you don't have hard workers here at all.
Oh yes, very hard workers.
But why
here.
don't those hard workers like you? Why?
Mr. Minister, on this
unanimous.
I don't see the business continuing at all if they carry on like this. I think that this business will fold up.
If you did close here, where would you go? What would you do?
Well, I don't know about this. I've been seriously considering the UK, but when you have a look at the UK and have a look at the politicians, some of them don't even know back from front. And on this, well, it's very, very hard to say. Perhaps the UK, perhaps South Africa, maybe Brazil, I don't know.
He got to find somewhere else to do his slavery. That shit sound like slavery to me. Do y'all think he let the dog bite him? Do y'all think he held him down for the dog to bite him? Do you think he treats... Why do you think those... And then it was like all black people, and he was the white dude in charge. Like that, just the image of that is weird too. And he paid them like nothing, and he can get away with this because they don't have no unions and no kind of protections. Y'all think slavery is over? That shit is not over, bro. It's still happening all over the world. And it's sad. So those people need unions. Hopefully that guy can get run out. You shouldn't be able to run a business if you're treating your employees horribly and you're not paying them shit. So no, I don't have no sympathy for this guy. Run your business in a way where you can pay people a fair wage and don't treat people like shit, like they're not human. It's super simple, man. But then too, he looks like the type of guy, the whole reason why he went over there was because he knew he could get away with treating people terrible and, getting paid, paying them shit and treating them like shit.
Processing company.
So anyways, let's show the other side, how an employer or whatever can behave towards his employees and still make money, still be successful, not treat his people like shit.
To at least $70,000 a year, at least. Price's decision was met with predictions of bankruptcy from his worst critics, but we're here to tell you now
that has not happened. Instead, the company is actually thriving. And as Carter Evans shows us, the higher pay has helped employees buy homes and start families.
New parents and coworkers Carrie Chen and Alex Franklin can't wait to introduce their son to colleagues at work, a company they say made it possible for them to begin a family in the first place.
And you weren't the only ones that had a baby, huh?
No, everybody had a baby.
So it's a baby boom here. Why do you think that's happening?
We can afford it.
They both work at Gravity Payments in Seattle, a credit card processing company with a CEO who 6 years ago did something that shocked everyone.
And we're going to have a minimum $70,000 pay rate for everyone that works here.
You had people making $35,000 a year, but you told them you were going to double their salary.
Yeah.
And then you actually had to do it.
Right.
How did you pull it off?
Well, it's tricky. You know, I took the $1 million pay cut.
That's right, $1 million pay cut. Dan Price was simultaneously hailed as a hero and eviscerated as an enemy of capitalism.
Lunatic of all lunatics, Dan Price.
Personally, I think he's a socialist. I hope this company is a case study in MBA programs because it's going to fail.
But that didn't happen.
So you've almost doubled the number of employees and you've tripled business.
Yeah.
And you're still paying a minimum of $70,000 a year.
Correct.
How much do you make?
I make $70,000 a year.
To pay his own bills, Price downsized his own life, sold a second home he owned, and tapped into his own savings.
I think it was a big risk.
Andrew Haffenbrack teaches at the University of Washington's Foster School of Business.
It does go against what people expect and what we usually see in terms of corporations and companies.
These days, average CEO compensation is 320 times more than the salaries of their typical workers.
This shows that isn't the only way for a company to be successful and profitable. Do you pay what you can get away with, or do you pay what you think is ideal or reasonable or fair?
Why aren't more companies doing this?
I would say that's the failure of this. You know, I feel like I've been shouting from the rooftop, like, this works, everybody should do it. And 0 big companies are following suit because the system values having the highest return with the lowest risk and the lowest amount of work.
But Price thinks Gravity's returns are up in large part because bigger paychecks have led to fiercely loyal employees.
Our turnover rate was cut in half. So when you have employees staying twice as long, their knowledge of how to help our customers skyrocketed over time. And that's really what paid for the raise more so than my pay cut.
Meeting them where they are.
The company did take a hit during the pandemic, losing 55% of its business in March 2020. At one point, Price figured Gravity was only 4 months away from failing, but it bounced back after its employees voluntarily took a temporary pay cut.
We reduced our salary to $40,000.
Yeah, I think we took each about somewhere around 60%.
Are you back up to normal now?
Not only back to normal, Gravity repaid us all of the pay cut that we had voluntarily given up.
Are we going to get a little playpen in here for you?
Price says baby Thomas is one of 60 new additions to the company family over the past 6 years. He also claims the number of employees buying homes has gone up tenfold.
We are right on track for the American dream. You know, we have a beautiful baby boy, a wonderful home, a beautiful life. We're not only just living, we're able to thrive.
And they're able to say thank you to the man who made it possible.
He has his dream car. We're like, hey, let's if we all chip in just a little bit, we can make it happen. And we did.
Oh my God! My employees had done way more for me than I could ever do for them. So the fact that they wanted to get me such an unreal, amazing gift, it's pretty special. I don't know if I can put it into words.
You could have afforded that with your old salary.
Yeah, that's true. I'm way happier now than I was before.
Oh, this feels good.
At Gravity Payments, it seems like there's a lot of that going around. For CBS Mornings, I'm Carter Evans.
What y'all think of that? Crazy guy. Willing to take $1 million pay cut so all his employees can eat and live good and have families and stuff. crazy socialist, crazy commie. Like the most money, everyone is supposed to be trying to make the most money possible. Everyone's supposed to hoard as much cash as possible, and that's totally normal and acceptable. Just hoard mountains of cash that you could never possibly spend, and that's totally normal and acceptable. But this guy deciding to have a company that takes care of its employees, crazy socialist, crazy commie. Go back to Russia, you damn commie. I don't know, man. The world we live in is so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, who is he hurting? He's hurting you by doing that, you know. How is that bothering you? You know, he could run his company however the hell he wants to run his damn company. But it bothers you. It bothers you that he pays his people. What a world, what a world. Oh, what a world. I got some random stuff I'm looking for right now because I don't want to wrap the video. And it was a couple of videos I wanted to upload, but I forgot. But I really didn't think I would make it this far in the videos because usually I don't. And I was going to leave some for the next one, but that didn't work out. We had Curtis ranting and raving and ranting. We keep getting better, though. We keep getting better. This isn't one I was supposed to play, but
around him, and so loses all respect.
It's kind of my type of shit for y'all nerds out there. Y'all metaphysical, like philosophical type stuff. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna wrap it after this.
Respect for himself and for others, and having no respect, he ceases to love. There's a lot in that quote, but I'm interested in one single part of it: how lying to yourself prevents you from seeing the truth. What does it mean to lie to ourselves? How does that happen? As always, I'm going to explore this idea through a dialogue. For weeks, a young student had been having philosophical conversations with a retired priest. The following is one of them. Priest, when you lie to yourself, you stop being able to see the truth. Student, is that so? What does it mean to lie to yourself? At the root of all self-deception is one belief: knowledge is truth. When you mistake your own knowledge for the truth, that is the moment you lie to yourself. The greatest lie is to say, I know the truth. I think Epictetus said it best when he said, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. If you think you already know something, you prevent yourself from seeing it as it is, and it may be different from how you know it. So thinking you know the truth is the beginning of all self-deception and the end of all learning, because it prevents you from seeing the world as it is right now. Wait, but aren't you contradicting yourself? You're saying that statement like you know it. What you're seeing is the limits of language. Unless you want me to say, I think, and in my opinion, and according to my experience, before every single sentence, I have to talk that way. But I'm just sharing my knowledge with you. I never said it was the truth. Like all knowledge, you have to verify it for yourself. Think about examples in your own life. Has mistaking your own knowledge for the truth ever prevented you from seeing the world as it was? For example, have you ever had someone betray you and realize that you never paid attention to the warning signs because you believed you already knew who they were? Unfortunately, I have. Mistaking my knowledge for the truth has prevented me from seeing the world as it is. You're right. But sometimes my knowledge is the truth, isn't it? No, knowledge is never truth, but it can be true sometimes. That's a very subtle thing I just said. Do you understand it? Knowledge is not truth, but it can sometimes be true. So you're using three terms there: knowledge, truth, and true. Can you explain them for me? Truth is the actual way to your destination. Knowledge is the map that you have. Sometimes the map can get you to your destination, and sometimes it can't. But you only know if the map is correct by testing it. If the map leads you to your destination, it is true, but only for that moment, because in the next moment, the rivers may change the land, an earthquake may swallow the bridge, and the old path may no longer work. Do you follow? So knowledge can be true in the moment of testing, but it is never the truth itself. So truth is the actual way to your destination. Knowledge is the way you think you can get to your destination, and knowledge is true when the way you think you can get to your destination works. Is that right? Exactly. So when you say, I know the truth, which is the root of all self-deception, you confuse the map with the territory, or you confuse your own knowledge with truth. When you think your knowledge is truth, you've begun to deceive yourself. But a mind that has severed this connection between knowledge and truth is unlikely to fool itself. And why is that? Because a mind that has severed the connection between knowledge and truth is a mind that does not confuse the map with the territory, the directions with the actual way. A mind that is always seeing the world as it is and doesn't hold on too tightly to the world as it was. And a mind that is always open to testing its own knowledge. But what about 1 + 1 = 2? Isn't that a truth I have in my mind that I don't have to test? No, that's a common mistake. 1 + 1 = 2 means nothing until you actually test it. I can say 1 apple + 1 apple = 2 apples. And how do I know? By testing it in the real world. But I could just as easily say 1 apple + 1 apple = 1,000 atoms. Do you follow? So in that case, 1 + 1 would not equal 2. The answer depends on what you're looking for, and the trueness of the answer is only found in the testing. Knowledge, which is anything you can construct using language, is never truth. Truth is not something that can be spoken. In The Brothers Karamazov, Fyodor Dostoevsky wrote, "Above all, don't lie to yourself. The man who lies to himself and listens to his own lie comes to a point that he cannot distinguish the truth within him or around him, and so loses all respect for himself and for others. And having no respect, he ceases to love." And I explored some of the meaning behind this idea through a dialogue. If truth is the actual way to our destination, knowledge is the map that we have. And when the map gets us to our destination, we say that knowledge is true. But knowledge is never truth. And to confuse the two is to confuse the map for the territory, the directions for the actual way, what was for what is, and to close oneself off to all learning. Mistaking knowledge for truth is the root of all self-deception. But a mind that separates these two things, that realizes that knowledge is never truth, that the map is never the territory, always remains open to change, to testing, to learning, to updating its map in accordance with the territory, and because of that, it will never deceive itself. As always, this is just my opinion and understanding of Dostoevsky's words, not advice. Feel free to use this information however you like, and if you have a different take on Dostoevsky's words, I'd love to hear your perspective.
Yeah, so let's test your knowledge was the name of this video. I think that's a good one to end it on, because the whole thing, and I was saying that earlier about the people who say I know all the time, and I used to be that guy. But now I realize that I don't know shit. And knowing that I don't know shit gives me great knowledge. And that's why I'm able to be here with y'all and share it with y'all. Because I've gone down many rabbit holes, but doesn't mean that I know the truth. And I don't ever say that. I always say, it's what it is, but who knows what it is, we could just talk about it. but we can work around what we can deal with tangibly, in this, in this dimension that we live in. So, but the thoughts, the idea, the idea of knowing causing you to stop learning, so you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. You think you know. So the more you think you know, the less you actually know. So the more you think that you need to question everything, the more you're going to actually know. Because those people are the ones that realize they know they don't know the whole story. They don't know the whole story. So they know there's always more to the story. So when you say I know, and then the story ends for you, you're not getting the rest of the story. You're not getting the context. You're not getting the history. You're done. I know already. And that's one of the things that lead me into talking about religion, because a lot of people in religion, they live in the box and they feel like they know. The book told them so. They already know. So there's no reason to question anything. There's no reason to be inquisitive. There's no reason to, question. You just take it for what it is and you just know. And it's like God said it so, and it's like this, and that's what it is, because that's what the book say. And I don't have to worry about what you say or what anybody say or what I even see in front of my eyes. None of that matters, because what matters is what the book says, and that's it. Hope that wasn't offensive. I don't mean to be. It makes me sad. I want people to grow mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally, and for you to do that, you can't stay in your boxes that you're in. We have to grow out of our boxes, think outside of the box. There is no box. How about that? You can bend it. There is no spoon. There is no spoon. The Matrix is coming out too. Man, I need somebody to go with me to go see the movie. Broke up with my girlfriend not long ago. Actually been a little while now. Right around the time I started this channel. I need somebody to go watch The Matrix with me. Somebody that's going to actually enjoy it. Well, I got a little while, right? It's September 18th. It doesn't come out till almost Christmas. I guess I need to find a girlfriend. Or just a friend, somebody that's going to enjoy. I have friends, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know. I can't think of nobody who's going to actually watch the movie and enjoy it with me. They're going to ruin it for me. Anywho, we're going to wrap it. We're right at 3 hours. That's not bad. I really like it to make it to 4. Let me play my transition. I really like to make it to 4 hours, but whatever. I have some more stuff here, but I am kind of tired. All right, y'all. Peace and love. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for joining. You guys become y'all a part of the show, and we want to make this a community, like I say. And one of the reasons why I'm going to keep up to my schedule, too, I got that Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday night. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Yeah, I'm going to keep up with that schedule as much as I can. The Saturday show is a bonus, I would say. And because it might be hard for me to do the Friday night ones, too, but the Wednesday and Thursday night ones are going to come for sure. And the Friday night ones are pretty much going to come because I want them to come. Saturday nights are bonuses. And any other night, like if I do it, it's bonus. We're trying to build the channel, man. Like and share. Tell your friends to come join the podcast, bro. Do it. Peace and love, y'all. Thank y'all for joining.